where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hold on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. What is up?
Already getting shade.
No, there's an inside joke, I think. I
Okay.
think I can address that. Hope
Well,
everybody's
hey,
having a-
but hold on. Before you even go any further, though, can you address this? Because that looks like you.
What is happening?
you know, you do what? You go,
What's happening?
are you in the chat?
Is that
not
you?
me. That's not me. People liked my video.
Have you been hacked?
I did a G.I. Joe video.
Are you a bot?
I'm not a bot. I think people. Listen,
Dude,
if you
that's
haven't
your
seen
local Florida man photo.
it is with the American flag behind me.
Yeah.
Listen, if you haven't seen, check out the channel. I did a video this week detailing my long and interesting and strange history with G.I. Joe classified figures. And you know what? It was one of those things where by the end of it, I was like, I don't even know if anybody cares about this story, but people really, it struck a nerve. People were like, I feel seen. I do the same thing. And then one guy goes, you're just a flipper. And I was like, I have lost so much money on these deals.
Fragile.
I'm
They
not
don't
friend-
understand. If they understood and they watched the video before they made that comment, they would feel bad for you. They would feel sad for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys want
Poor
more
guy.
confessionals from me, I'll do more. I'll do more. We'll make them. We'll get real down and dirty. We'll talk about the next one's going to be why I collect toys, a history of my childhood. Not
Psychological breakdown.
Yeah,
Craig
We ain't got,
Goldberg.
Yeah,
we ain't
yeah.
got time for that.
we ain't got time for that shit. Hope everybody's having a great evening. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. We're gonna get to the chat and say hi to everybody here in a couple of minutes. Go ahead and start hitting that like button. We do have a giveaway tonight. We are going to hit some likes. We're going to do some giveaways. It's going to be amazing. Let me go ahead and introduce all of my co-hosts. Joining me, you know what? I'm going to go in a different order tonight. Joining
No.
me from all the way across the room, Abigail Gardner,
Good evening.
man in the chat.
Hello, all.
How are you?
I'm doing well. The chat's on fire. We've got tons of people being grateful for your video and
Thank
giving you
you.
a little shit. It's a good mixture. I'm glad to see everyone's out tonight.
It's a more our fan base, you know, over at Geek Dad Life, everybody's like, we just love what Jay does. Over here, it's more adversarial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know-
over here, it's like flipper, gatekeeper.
You see that movie Flipper?
Yeah. See that show Flipper? It's about
Hold on,
Craig.
somebody Photoshop flipper, but with
Yeah.
Craig's face on a dolphin.
Yeah, do that.
But
With,
find
like,
the
G.I.
worst
Joe
picture of
guns.
Craig.
Yeah, find
Yeah.
the worst. Find my
Get that Florida man pick.
Listen, Florida local Florida man buys USS Flag, sinks. He tries to sail off.
Local
into the-
Florida man is half dolphin.
Mhm.
and 100% American.
Would that make you a mermaid?
Ryan Dill, how are
I
you?
think it would, yeah.
Yeah.
All the way from Vancouver. What's going on over there?
Nothing. It's hot. It's
Yeah?
sticky. The sun's out. I miss the clouds and the rain. That's what I really like. But I mean,
I am ready
we
for
are.
that.
We got toys. I had a book come in. We're gonna talk about this book later on when we do
We're
our
gonna do it.
pickups and stuff because
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's related to toys, believe it or not. And
Cool.
yeah, dude, I can't I can't really complain unless it's just like about the weather. But I mean, really, everything else is good. Everything else is good. I really liked your video, Craig.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you very much.
confessional as well. I
Thank
just
you
want to throw that out there.
No, I
Seeing
appreciate
as you
it.
were just upset that nobody was like really not enough people in the chat are being supportive, so I decided.
Yeah,
that-
they are. Look at
No,
what
they're
Monster
not.
Island has
All
to
these-
say.
These
Toy
people,
Anxieties, the show for flippers, gatekeepers, not real fans, and Funko Pop enthusiasts.
That's us.
That's us.
That's 100% us.
Oof,
I tried to do my best, Jake.
100%.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ryan.
No, that was good. That was good.
That's fine. Can't go.
Um,
Let's go to Jake.
Jacob Walsh. Jake, what's up?
Hi. Not too much. Doing pretty well. This month is a big month for my my pre-order payment plan history. It's the biggest month in history for me. It's like I got a lot of last payments coming out this month, but also a lot of first.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like so far it's the 9th. And I feel like 4 days this month already has been like, well, there goes a payment from a payment plan. There goes what am I buying? The other day I had to go in and look, and I was like, what am I even paying for here? And it's like a weird, it's like the 1 month where it's the most, because it's like the ending of a few of them, but it's also the start of like 2 or 3. So it's like the 1 month where I'm paying for so many toys that I don't
You're
have
getting
this month.
crunched.
Listen,
It's
when,
so
when
crazy.
when one door closes, another opens. When it comes,
Well,
to
it's
toys.
awesome. I'm excited about it because I'm paying off when I pay off a toy, I'm just buying another toy.
Of course.
Mhm, money
I
is
have
real.
to.
Now, Ryan, how does it work with the pile of loot when you build it up on Big Bad Toy Store? Once that, so does it? It doesn't take the money until the end, or just ships it
No.
all at the same time?
So it takes the money when the item arrives, and
Okay.
it sits in your pile of loot. You have 80 days
Okay.
to decide how much you're putting all together, or whatever. Like, so let's say you have something show up, and it's like, fuck, how to even explain this properly? God damn it, Craig. The
Sorry,
you've got, let's say
I
a
want to
Spider-Man
know.
figure shows up. Stop. So let's say a Spider-Man figure shows up, and then like a week later, another Spider-Man figure shows up. You have time within that to wait till you have 80 days to kind of like see if pre-orders and stuff come in from that
Okay.
first item that showed up. You can get them all shipped together for like a way cheaper price than getting them all shipped individually.
Right.
Right.
And Big
So
Bad-
like
right.
right now I've got a bunch of stuff. I think Toad just came in from X-Men,
Oh, cool.
and I'm like super stoked. So I might actually ship this one a little sooner because I want that Toad.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll be interested in that pile of loot. I've never done the pile of loot thing, but it seems fun. I don't know if I'd have the patience, but I
You
don't
got to
know.
have patience. I waited like 80 days to the I had 2 days left to ship one. Otherwise, it would have got shipped single, while a whole bunch of other stuff would have stayed there. And I waited out, and I was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get that fucking Fennec, and then she never came in time, and there it is.
Logan figures it out, says pile of loot is the greatest thing the toy industry has ever seen. I get refrigerator-sized boxes for $4 delivered all the time. And then I like this one from Punk with Toys.
Yeah, I like this too.
In those videos, Craig looks like he's down on his life and things aren't looking up. Well, listen,
Yeah.
there's got to be a little bit
Wow.
of showmanship, It's like I treat
Well,
toy anxiety's big pro wrestling.
Yeah, there's pain in the beauty and the art that Craig makes.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
even
say
a-
this to everybody. Craig is a showman, but in that video, the shame is real.
Yeah, he's sitting in a hot toy room, punishing himself.
Yeah, and not even.
And it's for you.
I'm not
it's for
talking
your
about the hot
entertainment.
toys room. That's behind me. It's
Yeah,
just a
it's a
hot toy
hot-
room.
He did that whole
Sorry.
video while sitting on the USS flag, so don't
I
get
did.
too sad for him.
Listen, when I think it was 2 days after I sold the classifieds for the second time is when they announced the Hiss tank, and I was just like, and I tried to be cool. I was like, I'm just not even gonna watch these fan first Fridays. Who cares? GI Joes are lame. And then we went to like Comic-Con. I'm like, God, it's so beautiful. Listen, we're gonna say hi to the chat. You guys are here. You're bringing the heat. We love it. We love that you're helping us build this toy anxiety community. More content coming to the channel, more videos. I posted another video impromptu today. I'll get into that a little bit later. We appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you like this video because we have a giveaway tonight, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So basically what's going to happen is, just like last week, we have the neutrinos. Now, we did not unlock the giveaway. This is the neutrinos from NECA Toys, TMNT. Abby, if you want to show it off to the camera there.
Yes.
Tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to try to get 200 likes on this video, okay? So you got to like this video to unlock the giveaway. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to put a form in the chat where everybody can enter. This is open to everybody, okay? Everybody can enter one time. We'll do the giveaway at the end of the show. You got to be here to win the neutrinos. This is a hard set to find, sold out on NECA.com, going for $175, $180 on eBay all day. This is a great prize. Here is the thing. We also have a Patreon. Patreon.com/yeshasome gives you complete access to everything we do, especially our Toy Anxiety after shows. Tonight, we have a great after show that you can join. Patreon only. It's an awesome community. $5. Patreon.com/yeshavesome. Why am I telling you all this? It is because for every person who signs up for Patreon tonight during the course of this show, listen, if you're already there, we love you. We thank you. If you sign up later, we love you. We thank you. But if you sign up tonight, patreon.com/yeshavesome in the $5 tier, not only do we knock 10 likes needed from the contest, so one person signs up, we're at 190. 2, we're at 180. We unlock it quicker, and everybody who signs up in the at least $5 tier gets 5 additional entries into the giveaway tonight. So,
Wow, why don't you just give it away?
Wow. Hey, let me just add the additional value to this, which is Abby has dropped this herself. I just dropped this on the floor, so that's.
But it's in good condition, so you're good. So you're good. So there we go. There we go.
Craig's like, shut up.
Yeah, don't say that. You know what?
It fell on something very soft.
It fell on a pillow. Don't worry, or a cat. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
fine.
I know. We're giving you guys the hard sell. We're not going to talk about it much more. But sign up for Patreon. You get extra entries tonight, and I actually have a even more mint version of that I'll send you. I'll open that one for myself. How do you like that? No harm, no foul. So there we go.
Cool.
I got to make the form real quick.
Hold on.
So,
I think you should answer this one really quick.
If you move from 5 to 10, you're getting 5. Okay?
That counts. That counts.
There you go. There you go. If you sign up for the $30 tier, you're getting 30 entries.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to say
I'm
congrats
just
to
making
those.
this up as I go.
There's people in the comments here saying they've made their final payment on their cars. They now own them. They don't have to make that money payment anymore. So congrats.
Dude,
keep
that
it
is
going.
that is the best feeling
Best
in life.
feeling.
Is to
Bring
pay your
that
car
energy.
off.
Paying off a car.
That's great.
That is a good feeling.
Congrats to whoever paid
Yeah.
their car off.
Congrats.
So this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to put the form.
Also,
up.
get a new one. You should get a new one now.
Oh, buy a new car for sure.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to put the form up, but I got to make it real quick. So, Abby, do you want to say hi to everybody in the chat?
Sure. I want to acknowledge Nick Wesley says, if you buy now, you get a free subscription to People Magazine.
Oh, we'll do that too.
Yeah. Chat, I'll start at the top here. Everyone is has been great. Let's see. We've got Sierra Bravo. That's us. Flash is here. Guys, let me try and do my thing. Ghost Poppers, Bacon McShig, Wiley Collector, Andy Silva, hey y'all, and Chris Daughtry, Mechanical Rat. I know that you joined our Patreon recently. That was so nice. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Skylar Davis, Batman 89 with Craig's face, Blue Chainsaw Man. Oh, hey, you all. Good games and props. Yeah, we saw you. I saw you mentioning my game. I don't have one planned, but I'd be down to play an impromptu game. Justin Nicolosi. Then we still are we're hitting the same people. Kayla. Hi, friends. I saw somebody asked about my shirt, and I will just show real quick that it's from the movie X. And like, hey all, what's up, Sammy Delco? We're still going. Matt Bush, Ray Alonzo, AJ Quick, J Rod. The whole gang is in here tonight. Brock
Love
Parker.
it.
Yeah,
Love it. I'm glad
there's
everyone's
so many
here.
comments. That's good. I can't go through them all, but I will say hello to everyone. And,
Cool.
And thank you.
So Ryan, before we get started tonight, I like to ask everybody how their week in toys is going. So before we get into any of our topics and pickups, Ryan Dole, how are you feeling about toys and action figures this week? Are you having one of those weeks where you feel really good, or one of those weeks where you might sell everything because you just can't take it anymore?
I don't know if I'm necessarily going. I'm still in that sense of reevaluating, but I gotta wait for some certain things to show up before I figure out what's coming down off the shelf, what's going to get there instead. So, of course, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for my Hot Toys. So once those show up, that's going to really decipher what sticks around and what goes. And you know what? I think we all got to. Plus, in the back of our heads too, we're all thinking, where are we going to put that Eternia playset next year as well? So that's always got to be sitting there in the back of our heads. Because we're all getting Abby's getting one too, which means there's going to be 2 in your house.
I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think it's been a good week, but it's no Batman, no Star Wars this week. All Marvel. It's been good.
Abby, how's your week in toys going?
It's been going pretty well. I spent most of today on the Calico Critters, Sylvanian Families, Instagram, and some fan sites. And I just, I've been floored with some of the designs and some of there's like this like they do homes and like hotel buildings that come with like all these extra accessories, and they also have like there's a lot of limited like holiday themed Calico Critters sets that I really want. There's one where they're all wearing Halloween costumes. It's adorable.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm just I can blame it on Trevor from NECA, honestly. 'Cause he keeps sending me all these little cuties. And then he's like, oh, there's a show which used to be on Netflix, but
There's a show.
yeah, apparently there's like I have to see how they do the animation. I guess it's like they use like actual toys, I'm assuming. Either way, yeah, my life has been. Oh, here's the other thing. Here's a little bit of news, y'all. There is a store in Florida, in Fort Myers Beach, that sells Calico Critters. So next time we're down, like doing a Florida trip, I want to hit that, because you could basically only get them in store in the east, like, or I guess in San Diego too, but like most of the stores are up in the Northeast.
Okay.
And there's nothing in Georgia.
I didn't know it was Japanese.
Yeah, it's Japanese, so it's kind of hard to get. They're expensive.
So
some of them are
Abby, I got
valuable.
I got a tip for you on Calico Critters.
Yeah.
We have several stores here in Vancouver that sell them, that have sections of Calico Critters. Like, I don't know if you have to be a special distributor or what, but where you want to go to find your Calico Critters is not at your regular toy store. You want to go to those toy stores that are like, they focus on educational toys. They're the ones that have like, buy this puzzle of a truck made of wood. Right?
I usually hate those.
Right? Go to like the anti-Craig toy shops. And that's where you'll find
those are the kind of toy shops that I would go into as a young homeschooler. Like, so it makes sense. But
yeah, I
think that Calico Critters were always too expensive.
Yeah. So you know what? Go check those stores out. I'm sure Atlanta probably has them, but yeah.
Yeah. The thing I was talking about specifically is this Red Roof Tower home. Like,
you need
that. I need
how
that.
Fucking cool.
I would put something.
Look at that from the. Just look
Craig's
at
like,
it.
playset.
A playset, cool.
There's
Dude,
a
please
Discord-
tell me you can add furniture to that thing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What are you gonna have
There's a lot
live
to
in
look
there?
at.
Are you gonna have rabbits live in there, or like a giraffe? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's new, and it comes. Yeah, you can have whoever you want.
That's funny.
Have the rabbits.
Sadly,
Yeah,
Fort Myers is nowhere
West
near.
Coast.
It's like
I've been there.
closer to southern Florida, which sucks. But I bet there's probably some other stuff to see on the way. You know?
Well, it's a fort, so that kind of sounds like I don't know, like a G.I. Joe type thing, maybe.
Yeah, and I just got
For
a good
sure.
tip from YHS on Monster Island. Jay says that, did you say Japanese toys? I know a store that can get stuff from Japan on the cheap. Yeah.
So
Definitely,
we got a super chat here. So thank you so much from Sir Davies Rocker. I'm feeling anxiety this week over the Talker Arts fiasco, and I'm glad to be here with collectors who talk mess but don't cross those kinds of lines and make everyone feel accepted. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Please let us know. It sounds like there's maybe some toy drama I didn't know
the drama.
about.
I want to know about it.
Talker art?
Can we get him on the show?
Yeah, I don't know what I would love to know more. We want to foster a community of, listen, toy anxiety.
Talker Art is a YouTube channel.
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Sounds like
man.
drama.
YouTube channel.
I want to
drama,
say
which we
this. This
love.
is real. If you're new to toy anxiety, or if you like what this is and you want to spread the word, it's always going to be fun, a little cynical, a little self-aware. And, you know, we can't ever take this stuff too seriously, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all
adults buying toys.
We're all hovering around 40, either, before or after the big 40. And we're all running around Walmart going, give me those superpowers. Where's the Ghostbusters? Give them to me. So I get it. But yeah, let's talk about Talker Art. I want to know the shit. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go for it. You go.
Ask me about my weekend toys.
Jake, how was your week in toys?
It's okay. I mentioned all the pre-orders, but you'd said something to Ryan earlier about thinking about selling some things.
Yep.
I've decided to part with a piece that's kind of important to the YHS history. Anybody who maybe listens to the regular show maybe heard the episode rant from a couple of years ago, but I'm selling my breakout Rex, my Chronicle Collectibles breakout Rex. I'm getting rid of it.
Very controversial piece.
It's time to go. It's time for it to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get it. And that's a piece of YHS history.
Yep, and we're excited to announce that by sell, Jake means we're going to have a really nice giveaway next week for a breakout Rex.
Y'all better quit.
Retail value about $700.
Y'all better stop
that would
it.
be so. Do you know what would be the icing on the cake of that? If what's her Exorcist? She bought it.
Why would she buy that? I don't think she's going around buying Jurassic Park
maybe she's into
collectibles.
dinosaurs, and I think it'd be really funny. If she
Sweet
was the one
dreams,
that, yeah.
Well, listen. So here's the deal, guys. We got a lot to cover. I know we barrel for sale. We have a lot of pickups. We appreciate you guys being here. Lots of fun to be had tonight. I don't know how we're going to get to everything. So some of it will probably end up going on the after show.
Yeah, no matter what age you are, too. We welcome you. We like to have this kind of community.
We should answer this
Gone.
real quick.
Yeah, it's gone.
Where's YHS Prime now? Dun dun dun. Okay, YHS Prime. Yes, have some podcast. Obviously, the original YHS in its audio form still is going to come to you every week in glorious audio on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And we are relaunching a brand new Yes Have Some channel on YouTube in the next month or so that is going to be solely for the podcast and podcast related stuff every week. Just being 100% honest with you guys, YouTube doesn't like mixing topics and
Doesn't like its foods touching.
it doesn't like its foods touching. And the toy anxiety stuff has really taken off in the streaming over for us for the last year and a half. So we're making the decision to we're gonna have a dedicated video feed with me, Abby, and Jake doing YHS every week. And we got some really fun. Like it's gonna look different, it's gonna feel different, and it's gonna be amazing. And we appreciate you guys being here for it. So yep, no worries on that. No worries on that, mate. And I feel like I just maybe sounded like Taika Waititi, director of Thor,
No,
Love and
you sounded like
Thunder.
Boba Fett.
That's
but
offensive.
it-
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patreon that
What
way.
is Thor, Love and Thunder?
I don't know.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into some news. Does anybody have pickups?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Smattering. They're none of them are toys, so I can wait. I feel like I say that every week.
It's fine. Show something
okay.
off.
I'll show this off. Jake gave this to me.
Yeah.
And I never got to show it. It is a Godzilla King of the Monsters cassette tape, which is awesome. Speaking of Jake, I feel like he's just going to emerge now that I've brought this up. But
He will be soon.
Any minute.
Actually, he did just message me that he can get a really good deal on an entire Calico Critters hotel from Japan
I love that.
for $50.
That's funny.
That's
Whoa.
awesome. And yeah, so
get
this is
3.
great. Thank you, Jake. Love cassette
welcome.
tapes.
That's
I got
awesome.
like 50 of those. So
Hey,
you're
thank
welcome.
you so much. Good Game Props and Collectibles. Just wants to say that we're awesome, and we may resume the show now. Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, belowthecollar.com/YHS podcast is our shirt store. We had some awesome new designs from Good Game Props and Collectibles. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got to pick up?
Yeah. Today, this beast came in. The
All
X-Men
right.
trading card book. Yes, I know, not a toy, but they do talk about the toys, about Toy
Cool.
Biz and how they came with them. And, there was a big marketing spree, where they used trading cards they inserted them in damn near everything Marvel at one point all through the 90s.
Right.
And they talk about how it's like, buy a X-Men watch, get an X-Men card. So, buy toys, get that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do want to point out one thing in the book. So they do go through every card, and they'll do a little snippet in the inside. And I just want to point out the inker who's inking all of Jim Lee's art pointed this out.
The Tracer.
The Tracer for the Lockheed card. He went, I think this is the card that people ask me about the most, even more than the Wolverine card. At conventions, so many people come up to me and say, do you still have the original art for Lockheed? This card shows the span and depth of the X-Men set. Even Lockheed, who wasn't really an X-Men hero or villain of any sort, gets a card. I'm going to call bullshit. That dragon is a member, just like any other family.
Sure.
You can have a cat that is your family member. You can have a dog that is your family member. If you're going to tell me that Shadow Cat, Kitty Pryde's dragon, is not a member of the X-Men, you're wrong. That's all I'm going to say.
Sit down.
You are. Yeah. Have a
Stand
seat.
down.
Have a seat. I am
it.
the expert here. Clearly not you. I don't care how many of those cards you choose. All right. Anyway.
I love that.
But I do
That's great.
love the book. So, sir, if I see you at a convention, please sign it.
That's awesome.
I also want to point out some more Marvel stuff, and this actually relates back to what Craig was doing with his video on G.I. Joe. And I know we all give Craig.
Hold on. Flash says, "Yeah, but Ryan, when my mom died, I didn't just go buy a new mom."
You could have. You could have. Your mom could have been Lisa Ann, but no, you decided to not have one at all. Anyways, this goes back to what Craig was saying earlier about his, his buying multiple, like he's buying the G.I. Joes for like the third goddamn time. And here I am giving Craig shit constantly. Then this shows up, right? You're like, okay, did you buy this 3 times? Yeah. So I bought it the first time Toy Biz made it. Then I bought it the second time Toy Biz made it. Then I bought it a third time when Hasbro made it. And I bought it again. The same costume, same
Just
Spider-Man.
black suit Spider-Man?
Just black suit Spider-Man. Sure, there's updates like on the buck, and sure, maybe the face is always a little different. Everything always kind of looks a little nicer.
Yeah.
Maybe more extra hands, whatever. But
It's a little different. You're not buying the exact same figure every time.
Might as well be, man.
I got 50 Godzillas. I don't think I'm buying the same toy every time.
Yeah, even Ryan, even though I want to like feel like, oh yeah, me and Ryan, like, no, you're good.
Oh, dude,
No
you're
one
way
would
more
argue with that.
disgusting and gross about how you like flip and spend your money and how you love to lose money on toys. Like you make me like
It's
ill.
sadistic, or masochistic.
That's gonna be his shirt. I love to lose money. Toy.
Yeah.
Money's fluid, time's cyclical. We just keep picking up the same things.
I also got the Ben Reilly Spider-Man because this is again one of my favorite costumes. Again, when you're reading comics in the 90s and I was a teenager, that was like my most, that's when I was reading comics probably like I was just soaking it in, right? Like a sponge.
Right.
Ben Reilly was Spider-Man for majority of the time in the 90s. And I love this costume, and I know that this definitely brings upon mixed feelings to a lot of people. There is a little bit of nostalgia for him now, but at the time that he was Spider-Man, it went a little long in the tooth, and a lot of people were mad. However, he also fought Superboy in Marvel vs. DC, and he won. So in your face. Yeah,
I think I have
got a
that
couple
figure.
other
It's a
things,
very
but
cool figure.
we'll come back around. What did you get,
Okay.
Craig?
Real quick, I want to say we did have some people join our Patreon. I want to acknowledge them. Much like Roman Reigns, they need to be acknowledged. So we had a couple upgrades and we had a couple new signups. So Ray Alonso, welcome to Patreon. And then AJ Quick, Josh Vassallo, Davey Sockrocker, and BC DeLorean all upgraded from the $5 to $10 tier.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And what that means is that, gosh, how many
That was the
upgrades
music.
was
Where's that music from?
From me?
1, 2, 3,
Dance
4,
pop.
5. So that not only do they each get 5 extra entries in the contest, that means
What are we
only
at,
need
150?
50. We're only 46 likes away.
Podcast.
Holy shit. We might hit it tonight, huh?
So there you go. There you go. Okay, let me show off a couple things, and then we got a special guest joining us in just one
Craig,
second.
just wait till the song's over, then you can show off.
It's a 3 minutes.
I feel like I'm shopping at Old Navy.
I don't make the rules.
Performance, please.
I love that. By the way, the chat is on fire. tonight,
Fire.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Let me drop
Thanks,
the link to the.
Thanks for all that stuff for the Patreon.
Yeah,
by the way,
thanks, everybody.
Yes.
thank you guys, and you don't have to enter the contest 5 times. I will make sure that your name is on there the additional times. Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the
That's
YHS Bloodline.
Yes.
There you
and
go, there you
also,
go.
I agree with this comment. We do need mid-show dance breaks.
Every week.
Every
Well, we'll
week.
have them.
Every week,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, that's what
It's like
I mean.
when you're in
That
school. You take.
that's what we do in
stretches.
between. That's what we do in between this and Extreme. Just we got 5 minutes and we all just stand up and dance.
Yeah.
Glow sticks.
With glow sticks.
Pacifiers.
There's the link, by the way.
Goggles.
Dude, yes.
How do I delete that one? Oh, it doesn't matter. There's the new link. Okay. Let me show off a couple things, and we got our guest waiting in the wings. Here we go. I put up a video today. You guys saw me finding this guy in stores. It is the Superpowers Jon Stewart Green Lantern. They did not have the Stephen Colbert Green Lantern, so I had to get the Jon Stewart one. You guys like my fun joke?
That's Craig deflection for not knowing anything about the Green Lantern.
Yes, I do.
That's
Making a
classic.
joke.
Originated by
I don't
Ryan
know
Reynolds.
This, but I do know this.
By the way,
that's where you were going.
Yeah.
Opening the shit out of that.
You got to
yeah.
do it.
Oh. You know what? This is interesting fact of the new superpowers. It's the only one that comes with, well, I guess you can consider Batman and Superman's cape an accessory, but they don't have
But
weapons.
that's the
or
same way
anything.
the original ones were too.
Cool. So he comes with the
Mhm.
lantern, and you guys know we love these superpower figures, and we're excited that they're happening. We talked a lot about WCW Toy Biz figures last week. I talked about how I've been putting together a wrestling collection slowly but surely over the last little while. So I did get a couple new figures in from Mattel Creations. I got the British Bulldog with the braids, with the
He
soft
sucks.
goods cape. You hate British Bulldogs.
I just never liked. I don't know why. I don't have any good reason. I just never
'Cause
liked
he has
him
a
as
dog?
a wrestler.
It's 'cause
No,
he
I
has a dog.
like dogs. I just never liked him as a wrestler.
But
back
that's the
in
best part
back in
about
the
wrestling.
WCW days.
Listen, the
Did
best
he
part
have
about
a dog.
yeah, he had a dog, Matilda.
him?
Matilda?
Yeah. Little-
That's fun. That's a good gimmick.
but the thing about wrestling is you just pick. You love some guys, you hate
Yeah,
some
you
guys.
like
You don't
some
even
and you
have
don't
to
like
have a
others.
reason. Okay.
I just never thought he was very good. I don't know.
And then I got the WWE Ultimates, the Hulk Hogan and Mr. T from WrestleMania 1. These things are amazing.
So
I
you
can't wait
showed
to-
us Hulk Hogan
You
last.
showed off the Hogan last.
Well, I
week.
showed off
So
the
let's see
Hogan
this-
on.
Let's see this, Mr. T.
Hold on. I showed off Hogan on the or the Star Wars Sad Comments 3-hour special we did. Okay.
Oh,
But I
right.
didn't show it off. I'm too excited. But then we got the Mr. T. And listen, I pity the fool who doesn't have a soft goods Hulkamania shirt to put on their Mr. T.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
he
That's
comes
cool.
with a. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Dude, he even comes with the Hulkamania hat.
Those are good.
shades.
Those Ultimates are good looking figures. I
They're
saw
good.
a few of those in the store the other day. Yeah.
They're really, really good.
Mhm.
So those are my pickups. Abby, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I see your books, Ryan, and I raise you these books that I purchased. I went to Atlanta Vintage Bookstore, which is like my favorite. Jake, you love it. Craig, it's a great
great.
spot. They have they help the cats in the community, and they have like cats in the store, which is fantastic. You can give them pets. They're very friendly. I picked up Dracula, which this is a cool. It's got illustrated like pieces throughout it, and it's just like. It's cool. It's a good edition of Dracula, which I wanted to read after reading Frankenstein. And by the way, Jake, I am 100 plus pages into Salem's Lot right now, so I'm like tackling that because I did start it a long time ago. Then I just went
Hey,
through life.
all,
and
all
didn't
the
finish
toy
it.
collectors are like, what are these books?
What are they
is
talking
this?
about?
What are
Yeah.
they?
Monster.
Sometimes
I
there's
see
a
you.
little bit of listen, guys. Sometimes there's a little bit of regular YHS crossover into the show.
Yeah, yeah.
and
reading.
and in as much as we've tried to take care of that, Abby does what she wants, and we love her for it. So
Thank
you're
you.
gonna deal with the books tonight.
You're gonna deal with my books. Thank you.
Deal
Jake.
with her books.
Yeah, I picked these since I'm just gonna like out myself as not having finished Paper Girls because I fell off a few issues
What a
before it
fan.
ended. I am
Just like
kidding.
Hulk
I'm
Hogan
kidding.
fell off
it
in
didn't-
the.
it didn't
I heard
hamper
about it
my
in the Macho
experience.
Man rap song, "Be a Man, Hawk."
Be
Yeah.
a man, Hulk.
Be a man.
Yeah,
Read your TPBs.
yeah. There you go.
So yeah, I picked up 5 and 6, which will finish off the story for me because I have single issues up to like 30 something, and I need to finish the story.
We got more than
Gosh
single
darn it.
issues. We got a lot of issues here at Toy Anxiety. And for our main discussion topic tonight, that was a nice segue.
Oh, hey Jay.
We have a
How's it
guest who
going?
just popped in all the way from Monster Island. I don't have a fantastic intro for him other than Jay Key, one of the hardest working guys I know.
The Calico Critter Connector.
There he is.
I like it.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
Um,
Well, tonight I get to be a warrior of Symbion, and I actually have my credentials here as a Sectaurs
There you go.
expert. So just so
Oh,
you know,
we were gonna boot you out if you didn't have that.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
wondering.
you have to show that in order to be on the show now.
Right.
fair enough.
For those of you who don't know, Jay and Jake host a bi-weekly kaiju and Godzilla and monster themed show called YHS and Monster Island. Has its own YouTube channel. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your content. Incredibly informative, incredibly enthusiastic. Jay, welcome to Toy Anxiety.
Hey, thanks, guys. This is the first time I've been on here since the infamous bootlegs, the original bootlegs, way back. I don't even know what year that was. So it's awesome. Always a pleasure. And, we get to talk bugs. And, I mean, I guess we get to engage in some intellectual insectoid analysis tonight.
Thank you. So people might not know what we're talking about yet, but there you go. The bootleg. He's got the sign.
Ryan will never let go.
No, Ryan's put together the scrapbook. That's gonna be
Cool.
great.
Great.
So listen, here's the deal, chat. We hope everybody's enjoying themselves. So we're kind of in this toy renaissance right now, where we're seeing all of these, major brands bringing back, IPs from the past. We've got independent toy makers, especially in the wrestling community. There's tons of independent toy companies making wrestling figures. And now you have old properties being resurrected in different forms, whether it's the long box heroes, superpower style figures of comic characters we never got before, or cops and robbers being brought back in kind of like stylistic, like weird, almost like Muscle Man minifigures. And it was announced recently that the Nacelle Company, now the Nacelle Company is the company famous for Brian Volk-Weiss, I think his name is, for doing the toys that made us and the movies that made us. But now they're getting into the proper toy business, and they're bringing back Sectaurs. Now, I'm not a Sectaurs expert. I know very little about this other than I see them at toy shows and toy shops all the time. It was never anything I had as a kid, but I know about the Hive playset. I know that these figures are cool. I know that it's adjacent to things like Thundercats and Masters of the Universe and all that. And Jay is literally an expert. So I wanted to bring him on.
Yeah.
Isn't there
I don't know
a
if I'd say-
furry hand?
There is a a bug.
Yes.
That's
like,
what I know.
Yes. I'm really excited that they announced, a couple years back, was it Zika Toys did the Kickstarter, and they did some Sectaurs releases, but they were like 4-inch, and they're re-releasing some of the main characters. But when they talked about this, what really jazzed me up was that this, they're talking a Netflix animated series. They want to build the world and make the mythology even greater. And it's a rich mythology for such a small property. And I think that's what like a big, I think the connection point for a lot of collectors is that they didn't treat you like kids in 1985, and they don't treat you like it now. There's a lot to it. And I'm really excited that I feel like this is going to grow it, not just regurgitate the same 8 characters that we got in series 1. So I'm super pumped. I thought it was great. I know they originally announced it on April 1st, and I thought it was an April Fool's joke. And then, of course, 5 or 6 days ago, they released the first images of the line. And when I saw that Stellara pop up, which was something that was supposed to be released in series 2, the first female Sectaur, and only the prototype exists, I was pumped, because that led me to believe that, hey, they're treating this property seriously and they want to expand, not just do a quick nostalgia play. So super excited.
Jay,
are they?
Question. Hang on. Quick question. Shouldn't they be coming, like, didn't they all come with like companion bugs? Like, even if you didn't get like the big tarantula gloves, you still got like companion bugs.
So they had in series 1, there were 9 releases, 8 different characters. And they had 5, what they would call standard characters, your 6-inch Sectaur, be it from the evil group led by General Spydrax, or which were they called them on the animated show the Terror Troop, but these were the denizens of the Dark Domain, and then you had the protectors of the Shining Realm, the citizens of the Shining Realm, and like I said, the good and bad, good and evil. So you had the 5 standard, and they came with a small bug companion, and those bug companions all had a little gimmick, right? Like Toxid would shoot out water, and then I forget, was it Rapplor would shoot out like a grappling hook, and then they had 4 deluxe figures, if you will, and that was like this guy right here, which was the lead guy, Prince Dargon, and Dragonflyer, and these were puppets, and they would be puppets, and they would also have like a motorized gimmick, like the batteries, unfortunately, the motorized mechanism doesn't work, but these would flap. But that you see the glove here. So they were the first ones to have this play structure of you getting to, basically have a puppet with fur on these well-designed puppets and have an action figure ride on top of it. And you would have that really just cool experience. And so they were kind of first in market. I mean, look at this. These are cellophane wings. I mean,
love those.
that is like, that's what's really hard to find this guy in good shape, because the cellophane wings are almost always gone. But these things are absolutely gorgeous. But the puppet aspect of it was just so different than everything else that came out in 19, this was early 85. So yeah, it was so awesome. And you always got that extra bug, and the bug had a name and a backstory. And it all goes once again into the mythology of why they had, a symbiotic link, because they are on the planet Symbion.
Jake, you were going to say something too.
Well, I was just going to ask about like this new series that's coming out. Are they just are they trying to just pick up right where they left off and just continue the line? Or is it more like a Super 7, we're redoing the line?
I don't know. There hasn't been a ton of information about that. The two that I saw, that's kind of the main character, Prince Dargon. And once again, the 5 episode animated series they did to launch is much different than the 8-issue Marvel comic that they did to launch, which is much different than the mini comic that came with the toys. It's the Masters of the Universe strategy all over again.
Right.
So like here, Prince Dargon was actually the only one that was released in multiple in series 1. He had the one I just showed you, and he had a standard character with the glow in the dark bug, the night fighting Prince Dargon. And then Stellara was very prominent in the comic, had a very tragic backstory where her the insect that she telebonded with had passed away. And there's a big story about how she got reconnected to a different bug. But in the animated series, she's in there, like shows up in a tavern and is there for like 10 seconds. But they were going to highlight her in the second series, and it never happened. So if you can find a prototype, it's going to cost you about $7 or $8 grand. But if you can find a prototype of her, it's pretty awesome. So I'm hoping they will take some of those characters from the comic, some of those characters from the animated series, and actually breathe life into them as figures, because we got kind of the main 8 already. So that's my hope.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going to be, probably some sort of combination of what you were saying, Jake. Like their updated articulation, they look like they're probably, I mean, from these pictures, it's hard to say. I guess they're going to be in scale with the originals, better articulation. And yeah, if they do more characters, then I think that's something that kind of scratches the itches of, thank you, Good Game Props, of all, all the collectors, right? Like whether because I feel like this is, you can't, like, I don't know, this is specifically, I think this is a niche of a niche, right? This is a toy collecting community that's like, I see these things at vintage toy stores and stuff like that, but I never had these as a kid. I've always been impressed with the play set, and like the playability aspect of the puppets and everything is amazing. So like if they can, yes, this is why we bring Jay on the Nerd Room. This is like encyclopedic knowledge. Nothing that I don't know.
You're about to call him Encyclopedia Brown?
Listen,
great
I don't
series.
know anything.
Where are the toys for that?
I don't know as much about any one given topic as Jay knows about Sectaurs. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
So
there's not, I mean, Sectaurs, here's the thing, like the Sectaurs is one of those lines that like, it's not that deep, right? It had one series. There's only 5 shows. There's only 8 comics. Like you can get into it, but like, I think the potential there is really what hooks you. So I'm sure you know a lot more about a lot of things than I know about these crazy little bugs.
Well, you give me a lot.
No, it's like kind of cool. I'm glad you're here to talk about these, because I've always I never had any, but I always loved how they looked, and I've always been like kind of freaked out to get into them, because they're just like, people don't realize either. Like when you find one that's nice and fresh and minty, there's this metallic sheen to their costumes, and even like the bugs themselves, I think some of them had like a metallic sheen to them as well. And they almost look like they almost look like 1970s motorcycle helmets. Like they're
very Kamen Rider.
Yeah, they're gorgeous stuff. Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Like you could totally have a crossover with something like Kamen Rider and these characters, and just like you were saying, like their designs. I would love. I started when I was doing just doing a Facebook post on the Sectaurs stuff today. The moment I typed in Sectaurs art, I got immediately sucked in. Because it is like even the kids books, because a lot of them were pages from kids books. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, man, this is great, because I think that's one thing I loved about the 80s, when you had things like even like Gremlins He-Man, Sectaurs, Visionaries, any of those kids books, they were absolutely amazing, even with their kids books for the artwork.
Yep.
And Sectaurs was absolutely a part of that, and it's man, now
that's what I meant
making
to
me
share.
itchy, dude.
Wow.
Making me itchy.
That's me in a week.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Hive is awesome. I mean, and people don't realize, like, and guys, keep me honest, but like, I'm pretty sure it was the largest playset ever created to that time. And then, of course, the next year you get Eternia and the Flag in 86, right? And so this was 85. So, I mean, this was, in the story itself, it's, it is a castle of the ancient ones that whoever controls it has the power of the planet, but nothing like Castle Grayskull. So it
sounds a little familiar.
Well, it's more of a King of a Mountain aspect, it sounds like.
Yeah, so it was one of those very cool play sets, and had that look, and it was just, I mean, it looked like Coleco was just basically giving the middle finger to Masters of the Universe, and hey, we're going to make one, but it's bigger and cooler and has two puppets, right? You have a hand puppet and you have a finger puppet.
Right. It is big. If you've never seen it in person, I mean, it's bigger than Castle Grayskull. It's probably twice as tall as the original Castle Grayskull.
And I would say too that
it's a great one.
This toy line too probably inspired a lot, like that the Fright Zone play set, because it had that latex lizard, like dragon glove, monster glove, whatever it was, that could go through the cave, and this totally has like that same idea. And what I also love about Sectaurs, I think this also goes with like for He-Man play sets as well. Everything looks very well, now it would be considered vintage, but it always has that very old school Halloween feel to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Like bones.
I am getting
structure.
What is the toy equivalent of like getting turned on? Because that's what I'm feeling.
It's the same thing.
Okay, it's the same. It's the same thing. Okay.
I can see his new toy smell.
I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad at myself as a kid, because as a dumb kid, I always kind of like lumped these in with He-Man.
Yeah.
And He-Man was a line that I never gravitated to. I never bought it. I never watched the cartoons. It just wasn't my thing.
Right.
And for some reason, even though these come with bugs and shit that like I loved as a kid, I was like, no, it's the same as He-Man. I don't really want it. So I never got into it. And now I'm sitting here like, man, it'd be cool to have that. Cool to have that collection in my house.
And Abby, I think we've played with, where's like an old toy store we used to go to in North Carolina that had the Hive play set. It had, so for context, that tarantula that you're seeing is a hand puppet. You put your hand in from the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is Nar. Nar and Vipex are the two puppets in the Hive. Yeah.
That's a very unique piece to have inside a playset like that. That puppetry aspect, which you were talking about. It's
100,
very cool.
100%. And and Jake, you said about the confusion with He-Man. I mean, look, it's sci fantasy. I get it. Like, I mean, like there's a total connection. But if you watch the original animated series, or the 5-part opening series that they were hoping was going to get picked up, and of course did not, it's a lot different. Like, it holds up a lot better than like Masters of the Universe. Like, there's not as many like silly one-liners. The animation is really good. There's a competent bad guy. I mean, there's like death and rivers of blood.
You don't consider
like
Skeletor competent?
I guess he's not quite full shredder yet, but I mean, he has his moments. But I mean, it is like, I mean, there's slave trading. I mean, there's a lot of like really like, even for early mid 80s cartoons, animated series, there's some like not heavier stuff, but like a little bit more for older youngsters,
slightly more mature, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it holds up a little bit better. So I think you might like it, maybe more than you would if you went back and watched the the early Masters of the Universe ones, which they're their own thing.
Yeah,
and this to me also feels like this would cross over better with something like Thundercats.
Yeah,
than
100%.
It would with He-Man.
Great. No, I think you're absolutely nailed it. I think that is a much better crossover than with Masters of the Universe. I think there's a lot more similarities there, even though.
Well, even just with when you're saying about the content that they had for like how it was like what is it treated like a toy commercial? There was actually like there's storyline, there's a little bit of depth. It's still like it could still be for all all age audiences. But like I think I enjoyed Thundercats more when in my 20s than I did as a kid. Even though Thundercats, that cartoon and that opening is like one of the best things ever made.
Oh, here's the series 2. Yeah, these are the ones that
Those
were
are cool.
not released. Yeah,
None,
these were
so
not released.
nothing on this page was ever released.
It was
This is
not
all coming out.
Yeah, and so if you look on the first panel, third in is Stellara. That's the female Sectar that will be released from the cell. So that's a really big one. And most of these are actually from the comic, not from the animated series. There are some really cool characters in the animated series that would be great as toys. I mean, like they have a Tyranno beetle and some other really cool stuff. But
Tyranno beetle. So that sounds like something Jake would like.
They have a brown chaser.
The Tyranno beetle is actually like supposed to be this evil monster in this pit, and they like save its child, and it turns out to help them, and it's a great moment. But there's some cool stuff, and they could do really, really cool stuff. It's deeper than you think. And here's the other thing, like what Masters of the Universe I don't think could capitalize on, but something like Thundercats did. I mean, when you joined the fan club, I mean, they created their own Symbion alphabet. Like you could get and write in Symbion. They created maps of the world. So like you have that, almost that real true, more fantasy than science fiction as opposed to
fantasy world building. Yeah.
Yeah. Their world building that's a great thing to call out, Abby. Like the world building, they treated it like, it was, something from Lord of the Rings more than it was something from, Masters of the Universe.
Just look at that packaging too. That's awesome. Like the artwork's really cool. Man, I'm getting so excited. I'm getting so ready to
Jay,
go down the sector.
I got another question. This one's more about the creator, and I just want to make sure that my facts are lined up in a row, because you're talking about because we've said this ever since we said Sectaurs showed up on the screens. We're going puppetry. Holy shnikes, puppetry, right? Yeah. So he also created Boglins, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it was Tim Clark.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Lawrence Mass and some they same crew. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this didn't work. The creativity, the play structure stuff is not it. I mean, these were awesome, but it didn't have the success that Boglins did. It just didn't. And you could, maybe it was Coleco. They went bankrupt right after this. Maybe there was some behind the scenes stuff.
Coleco went all in on the Rambo line though.
Yeah,
those Rambo figures are really fun.
Oh, I have my Rambo right here, but there's a lot of reasons. They've also thought moms just thought these might have been a little too scary, and so it narrowed because moms were buying most of the stuff back then for Christmas and holidays and such, and they thought it might have gone too far away from the cartoony,
I don't think this is
aspect.
Any scarier than like a castle that's a skull, and your main villain is like.
They don't like real fur on puppets, though. I mean, I don't know. I think there's just some confusion. I think the Coleco piece is probably the large one, or you could just chalk this up. Maybe this toy line was just a little bit ahead of its time. Maybe it was. Yeah.
Jay, I'm looking at this Skulk figure.
Yeah.
Skulk, and
I love
Skulk. I want you to be honest with me, and I might already know the answer to this question. But when you were a kid, and you had this, did you use this as kind of like a bootleg Kumonga figure to go against your Godzillas?
I did not. I did not. I could have though, because it would have been around the same time that I got into Godzilla that I probably picked up a lot of the Sectaurs kind of on the end of its run in stores, probably some stuff at some like dollar stores and stuff as well. But
it's early too. 84.
That's a great character.
Like this is like right at the same time as Masters and all another thing is there's a lot of competition at this point. You've got the tail end of Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe. When did Thundercats launch?
Like 86.
So it's a little bit before that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Like that's a cool man.
Yeah.
I got more questions. And this is about the new line. I don't know how much
interesting.
you know about the new line.
Price point.
Are we getting puppet bugs? Or just
I don't know. I have not heard that. I would think that this is me projecting.
Okay, that's it. Who are these people? I'm going to contact them right now. I'm getting them on the show this week.
If you take up this property and spend money and invest in getting the licensing and the rights to this property, and you don't have a vision of creating puppet bugs at some point, I think you've missed out. I really do.
Like having a Ghostbusters line and then not releasing any ghosts. Could you imagine?
Stop, Ryan, stop. Don't say that.
Yeah. It'd be exactly like that.
Guys, Ryan didn't mean that.
We didn't mean it, Pam. By the way, we should note because we've announced it on other shows and it made the rounds last week. But Ryan Dole's ode to Pam from Hasbro. The message was heard loud and clear. Okay.
And now the
Anywhere.
restraining order is in the mail.
Yes,
No,
yes.
she
That blue
liked it.
thing she got from her.
Apparently, she liked it. That's what Ryan Ting said. So, I
Well,
was like,
her
okay.
reaction apparently was "oh dole," meaning she was already aware.
He was
Of the
already
doll.
aware.
Of the
That's
doll.
why I said she's aware.
Hey, man, I will hashtag Proton stream for her till I die if that's what it takes for me to get a Plasma Series Slimer.
There you go. There you go.
I just like that we have a powerful signal.
There we go.
getting
Yes,
out
we're
there.
signal boosting. By the way, I hope the chat's having fun and enjoying this conversation. Look at the artwork on this Hive box set. I mean, you're 100% right. This looks like something out of a fantasy book you'd buy in the mid 80s. Not a this is a different type of artwork than you're seeing.
Yeah, it's like a noble entry into like a lot of different toy lines, but this seems to be pretty well thought out and built, and almost like maybe people didn't deserve it or understand it or something.
They
at the
definitely
time.
did.
Deserve it.
They
Yeah.
didn't deserve it. They never
Yeah, I
do.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, it's a cool one to explore. Like I said, it's one of those that you can explore and get pretty deep over a weekend because like there's not a lot of content, and
Right.
and the toy line, it's expensive compared to some other toy lines, but other than the Hive, if you're okay with maybe a little bit of wear and tear on it or some parts that don't work, like or they're not complete figures, it's not the most outrageous line to collect, especially some of the standard figures. But the Hive, I mean, getting that complete, it's not quite to the level of the Filmation Ghostbusters, Ghost Command, or the Flag or anything like that. But I mean, it's $1,000 play set if you're going to get it pretty complete, and like even up from that, depending on how good of condition it's in. And the puppet's not deteriorated or anything like that. So it's not cheap, but it's but the rest of the line is pretty much doable.
Jay, somebody earlier mentioned price point being an effect. One of the
back then?
Yeah, back then. Do you remember, or do you have any idea what the MSRP was? For these like $15 figures and 84 or something like that?
I want to. They definitely were higher than that. That's a great call. I think that probably had a lot to do with it. I mean,
because they're detailed. There's a lot that goes into these figures.
These are, and I saw somebody else in the chat, and I apologize, I forgot the name, but they mentioned like they're pretty articulated, but like the elbows aren't articulated. Like, so like they're just stuck in this kind of position, but you can move the arms and stuff. And they are detailed. I mean, that right there, the saddle on Dragonflyer has like a plastic, clear belt, and there's some really like good detail in it. Like I said, the cellophane wings and stuff like that. But I think the deluxe figures were a little bit more expensive. The standard ones, I think they probably were in that kind of Brave Starred, Thundercats kind of a range.
Somebody just said $7.99 for the regular figures, and that, I mean, $8 and 84. That's,
I mean, what a 3 3/4 GI Joe was what at that time, $2.99, something around there.
I mean, I just paid $33 for a deluxe Saw Gerrera. A deluxe Saw Gerrera.
Oh, I mean, you can't talk about money on people that collect Sophobie and Godzilla stuff. For
I think Mike Hext has it. Maybe it bugged parents.
There you go. Mike Hext also earlier, when I said I didn't know much about Sectaurs, said, "What toys do you know about?" So, thanks, Robert Palladino says, "Damn, I had this as a kid. Totally forgot I did." That's what we're trying to bring back, the memories.
Yeah,
yeah.
So this is interesting, right? So like they're gonna, let me go back to the new ones that are coming out, so we can take a look here. These are gonna go up for pre-order in September on the Nacelle site. Obviously, we don't know. We don't know what the quality is going to be. We don't know if these are going to be incredible or.
I just checked. Sorry, I just checked the inflation calculator.
Yeah.
So $8 then would have been $30 today.
Okay. Then that's probably a legitimate concern, especially when there were so many other options, like you mentioned, Craig, that were cheaper.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm sure that am I wrong? Did Super 7 or somebody else put out like a 3 3/4 Sectar line at some point in the last couple of years, or did I completely make that up?
Zika did a Kickstarter, and they did a 4-inch figure. They did 3, and their first wave was funded very easily. But it was only a nostalgia play because the figures weren't better. It wasn't an upgrade. Now, these are, in theory, an upgrade with articulation. They were just kind of like reaction figures, right? And the second wave, they tried to do 3 more of the characters that we already have in the old line, and it didn't even come close. I think it got like 30% funded. So that was kind of the end of that with Zika. But yeah, I felt like there was the miss. Like they could have done, Prince Dargon, they could have done Spydrax, and they should have done Stellaire. They should have done, Empress Devora from the comics. You never made it the animated series. She was the main bad guy. And they never made her. They could have done some other cool stuff, but they went with a straight nostalgia play.
That's one thing that's always bugged me about 80s toys is they never made enough of the damn women.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe did it.
Yeah, who
G.I.
was
Joe
running these
too.
lines? Todd
It's still an
McFarlane?
issue, Todd.
Yeah, right? It's a
Todd.
Todd McFarlane problem.
Somebody
for sure.
today was like, I'm surprised Wonder Woman wasn't the fourth figure of the new Superpowers line. I was like, I'm not.
I'm not. Yeah, now I'm so worried we're not going to get Black Canary. But that's not here nor there. We're talking about Sectaurs. But yeah,
Thunderhouse Design says, didn't Cell do RoboForce remakes that were pretty well done? So I've got the site up. I'm not familiar with these. Jay, do you have information on RoboForce? These are cool looking.
Yeah, I know the images. I never collected them. I don't know anything about them other than I do remember the vintage. I never had them. I remember seeing the vintage.
Yeah, I remember
images
the toys
and,
too. I never had them.
Yeah,
either,
but I don't know anything about them. Yeah, and they got another. They bought another couple properties too of kind of these more, I don't want to say fully obscure lines, but obviously not like tier A, tier B lines.
Right, fairly obscure.
But RoboForce had like a really kind of neat play set as well. And they were like a really like very like it's when you think of like an 80s robot, that's like RoboForce to a T. Like when I think half the time in my head when someone's saying robot, when someone's saying bots, that I'm thinking RoboForce.
That's what you're thinking.
Like without even realizing I'm thinking about RoboForce, I'm thinking about RoboForce.
So this is some of the. Okay, yeah, it's vaguely familiar, but not. I don't know.
Well, Craig, I don't even think you were a twinkle in your dad's eye yet.
I'm still
twinkle in the milkman's eye.
I'm not a twinkle. I wasn't even a twinkle in the UPS man's eye. No wonder I like getting packages in the mail so much. I subconsciously think Dad's coming home.
Daddy left me a present. He's thinking of me.
So,
Oh my God.
so, listen. We know Mattel is kind of bringing back some of these, properties and different kind of action figure form, right? They did this thing at Comic-Con with Pulsar, Big Jim, where they're kind of saying, hey, these were like more like 12-inch dolls that were popular in the 70s. Let's repackage them as 80s style action figures. So it's kind of unique. I don't know if Big Jim's gonna light 2022 on fire. Like I don't know if people are gonna be lining up for the new Big Jim figures. But let's talk about other lines that are either coming back or have the potential of coming back. So we know as the #1 toy sports podcast that Hasbro is relaunching starting lineup.
They did it for us.
They did it for Ryan. We know that's
I love
happening.
starting lineup, so that's great.
Oh, Jay, did you have a favorite as a child? Favorite starting lineup?
Yeah, even though I grew up
Arnold
here,
Palmer.
even though I grew up here in Texas, I actually, for some reason, when I was younger, I rooted for the Detroit Tigers. So Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker were my boys, and those were my favorite starting lineups, as well as the great Toronto Blue Jay George Bell. Those were the ones that I still have in my Toy Museum display Hall of Fame up here. So those are my favorites.
For
And
the
of course,
record, Detroit Tigers in the 80s were a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tasmanian
84,
Devil
won the
for
World
me.
Series.
Yes. I like the 96 Olympics gymnastics team. Did they ever do that?
They might have had a Kerry Strug, but I wanted to take a look
coin.
because I'm never going to have the chance to put up a Lou Whitaker starting lineup figure
Oh,
again
yes. Sweet Lou should be in the Hall of Fame.
on Toy Anxiety. So this is very exciting.
Yes.
But
Highest
so
wins above replacement of any second baseman not in the Hall of Fame. The great Lou Whitaker.
Nice. That was
what
good.
he said. So starting
I can't
lineup
wait
was,
for Hasbro to do baseball and hockey. Oh my gosh. But basketball's exciting too.
so they're going to bring back starting lineup. We don't know in what form. We
6
know
inch?
that
6-inch, we're gonna get a bill.
It was a little
build
tease
figure.
today. Was it today? There was a little tease of it. Little picture.
I'm looking for it right now. We know that they're going to be articulated. They're not going to be like a retro style figure. It seems like they're going to have a more of a
The elbow had
actual-
a joint, Craig.
I know that's what I'm saying. But what I think the thing that I'm trying to get through in my head is like, is this going to be like Marvel Legends but basketball players? And where do I sign up? Like is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this was the tease today. They are teasing, I guess. I mean, number 45, Michael Jordan when he came back for like 3 weeks? He was number 45. Like, is
22
that?
games he wore number 45.
I mean, that would be like
Yeah.
a Super 7 move. Like, we're
Birmingham
gonna start
Barons.
with the obscure variant
Yeah.
of Michael Jordan. Jay, will you pick up new starting lineups, or is it something firmly in your nostalgia rear view?
You know, I do have a whole section of the nerd room up here that is all sports related. Hopefully that doesn't kick me off the channel or anything, but I do have it.
no,
I
no.
don't.
Collecting is a sport.
But yeah, it is. Hey,
Yes.
it is
My
a
favorite
high
sport is
contact
buying
sport.
toys. And
I know.
flipping
That's
them.
hunting.
Absolutely.
Hunting's
But yeah.
sport. Greg.
Insane.
It depends. It depends the athletes. Like I'm not I would never collect a full line of anything, but if they get some of my favorite athletes of especially of like my childhood, then yeah, I mean I'll maybe dabble in that.
Very cool. Yeah, there's really not a lot of information. I was joking that they're being so cryptic about these teases that they're going to be NFTs or something. Something like,
Yeah, I know. You said that yesterday. I thought I was gonna get mad at you.
hey, I'll tell you what. I do think there's a chance that they're yes, we all want Godzilla
Yeah,
vs.
yeah,
Kong.
yeah.
We all want it.
100%.
I
Well,
think
what is
there's a
the line
chance.
where it says? It's like in the comic. There's that comic where he's playing basketball. It's like Godzilla brings it.
What's crazy though is I think it might have been at Comic-Con. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but it's somewhere recently I heard they were asking about that.
Mhm.
Somebody was asking about it might have been Mondo.
Oh, I think it was
Godzilla
during
versus.
the Toho.
Was it during the thing?
panel? Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
they said, and they said that Charles Barkley, he wants too much money. They won't like. It sounded like at some point someone has tried to make more Godzilla versus Charles Barkley merchandise, and they were like, Charles Barkley's keeping that from happening. So, which sucks.
Come
but-
on, Chuck.
So Davies Rocker says we need Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, or Bo Johnson. I think it's Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan for a Pro Stars reunion.
Yeah,
that would be
Stars,
amazing.
right?
I would love that.
Really
Especially if they did it in the animated style.
Oh,
If they made animated style figures of them, I'd be. NECA would do that.
NECA would do it. They would kill
Hey.
that. Yes.
Trevor, let's get on that. I'll send you
Do
some,
it.
I'll send you some ref of Wayne Gretzky. Let's start with that.
I saw somebody in the comments earlier. I was looking for sad comments, and somebody left a comment saying that they weren't a sports person, but they were like they were like, but I'm a sneakerhead, and if they're wearing shoes like Nike shoes and stuff, I will buy these figures, cut their feet off, and use their feet for other toys. Like use their shoes for other toys. And I'm like, I was
Collectors
like,
are
that's
insane.
awesome.
By the way-
well, whatever your entry point is, it's great. I saw Mike Davis mention Daryl Strawberry,
There you
which
go.
there was a summer
Yeah.
where I traded all of my baseball cards with my brother just to get his Daryl Strawberries because I had a little collection going because I liked his name.
Yeah.
There's no reason other than that.
Yeah.
Just 'cause you
Oh,
like
man.
strawberries.
Daryl Strawberry collection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what goes good on? Never mind. I'm not going to say anything. I had a joke.
Gerald
That's
Strawberry
fine.
Shortcake. That's the
There you
crossover
go.
we
There
need.
you
Mhm,
go. There you go.
mhm.
So listen, guys. Announcement: we just had another upgrade on the Patreon from $5 to $10 tier. Which,
Nice.
by the way, if anybody wants to know, the $10 tier does get you an extra full bonus audio episode every month. So stay tuned for that. So thank you to Bacon McShig. We have
Nice.
officially.
Thank you.
We hit
no,
it.
Mechanical
Let's
Rat.
give
Mechanical
a
Rat.
hug.
Sorry,
Mechanical
not Bacon
Rat.
McShig.
Mechanical
Sorry,
Rat. Nice.
But thank you to Bacon McShig for just being here. There you
Have
go.
a cool name. We enjoy
Thank you.
saying.
I like saying that. So we've unlocked our giveaway because we knocked 70 likes off the need. So
Good job, guys.
Big time.
Good job.
Big time. Round of
Yeah,
applause. We
thank
will be giving away this NECA animated Toon All Stars. Oh, just kidding. That's not what those called. Those are the neutrinos with Bo Johnson. And that's going to happen at the end of the show. But we still, if you haven't clicked like, we still want you guys to like the video. We very much
Please.
appreciate it.
Yes. And if
And,
you do want to sign up for the Patreon so you can join us for the after show, do that too.
Yeah, and also everybody who upgraded is going to get extra bonus entries. So I hope one of you wins. It's going to be great. Okay, so we know starting lineups coming back. Couple other things I wanted to touch on before we get towards sad comments and stuff. You know, Jay, I know you're a Dino Riders aficionado.
Yes.
Jake, I know you've dabbled pretty hard. Dino Riders, a line that was one of my passions as a child, whether it was the Diplodocus or the T-Rex or the pterodactyl flying into the net. Those are some of my most iconic childhood memories.
Yeah.
So what is the status? Has there ever been rumors? Do we think there's a market? Well, first of all, is it Mattel that owns
Yeah,
Dino
that's the
Riders?
Tycho stuff. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so that's interesting because I don't know if you guys have heard, Mattel has a pretty large corner of the market with dinosaur
Well,
toys the last.
well, that's probably why they're not going to put out. I mean, do you think that they wouldn't put out a toy line that kind of
Competes.
what? Yeah, is that like a thing? I mean, they get the money no matter what, but would they want to split up their, dinosaur buying customers or consumers, or is that, I don't
Well,
know,
if
the more people that are buying the stuff, the better, I would think. But they did put out.
If
They
only
put
we
out
had a
some Dino
marketing
Riders stuff.
expert who liked Dino Riders to help us with these types of questions.
Jay, they put out some those like mini Dino Riders.
Yeah, like the little, almost like muscle men type,
This last year, I
Pesci type
think.
style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they did that well, to be honest with you, because like I see those like I know
Well, because
they were-
Yeah.
they're Entertainment Earth exclusive, maybe, if I'm remembering
Yeah.
correctly. And
Yep.
I mean it was I think Dino Riders is a hard property. I mean, if just so everybody knows, like obviously Godzilla and Kaiju's #1, but when it comes to like right below that, my second favorite property of collectibles is Dino Riders. I love Dino Riders so much. I still have my full series 1 over here. I think it's hard because to replicate what they did, the detail, all of the parts. I mean, even a standard, like not even talking like the T-Rex or the Series 2 Brontosaurus Apatosaurus. The details in all the figures, I mean, how many of those little red laser heads did everybody lose as a kid, right? I mean, like there's hundreds of those. I just don't know if it's financially viable unless you go to like the collector price points, right? And then at that point, is it a big enough universe market to actually make money and improve on what they did? Because I think the hard thing with them is kids, for the kid market, there's already so many pseudo Dino Rider ripoffs, whether it's like Adventure Force or whatever these little, Imaginext, I know does a couple of those. I don't know if you're going to be able to duplicate that in the modern era of toys, and that sucks. So I think it's a hard property. I would love for them to be able to do this in a way that honors the original and expands it and gives us the same level of detail. But I couldn't even guess what it would cost to replicate the Diplodocus right now.
No, it would be crazy.
It would be hundreds. It would totally, everyone would have to be like, a Mattel Creations.
Well, Brick something mentioned it in the chat. Cyberzoic is happening, which is like an offshoot of, the Creative Beast Studios, those like accurate dinosaur toys that I've showed off a couple times. They unveiled these. They had some of these at Comic-Con. We saw them for the first time, uncolored versions, but they're basically doing like a futuristic version of Dino Riders, but with accurate dinosaurs and a very futuristic looking weapons, which is cool. Yeah. But there's something about the inaccurate and the clunky,
tail dragging T-Rex.
Yeah, the clunky looking. Hey, Rex from Toy Story is this dinosaur.
Yeah,
he is this.
They mentioned
T-Rex.
it in the movie. No.
Yeah. Yeah, these toys are great.
So here's
I think you're right. I think the new line. Sorry, Craig. I think the new line was is totally the right approach, because you're not going to have people comparing it to Dino Riders directly. Like, oh, the T-Rex was better in '87 because blah 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 blah. Like, you can't have the ability to upgrade or update it, and you're still going to pique interest, I think, of people that like Dino Riders without having that really high bar to try to overcome. Because these are pretty much the greatest toys that were ever made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Period of sentence.
I fuck with them. Yeah. I remember watching the cartoon. You were here, Jay, at our house. And Jake was here.
When Jake came over, we made us all watch Dino Riders. It was fantastic. It was one of the greatest nights of my life.
That's the thing with Vicky. You hang out with him, you get educated, informed, and enlightened.
Here's what I think.
Fantastic.
So obviously, you guys, in anybody, feel free to chime in on this. You guys nailed it, right? To do this the right way would be unbelievably expensive. Dino Riders, kind of a niche thing. Collectors would go crazy for it, but you're not going to get like mass retail releases. This is what I would do. I would try to find a happy medium. Let's say I work for Mattel. Well, I'm the new toy guru. Okay, they're saying I'm the new toy guru. I'm like, there's going to be
imaginative Craig Goldberg.
Listen, there's going to be a new Dino Rider named Cregor, and he's a time traveler. No.
Yep.
Listen, I would use existing. They have tons of molds, right? And the thing for toy companies, it's expensive to make these toys. They want to reuse all these dinosaur molds. That's why you get all the repaints and the releases and everything. Do a special release subline of Jurassic World, Jurassic Park figures called Jurassic Park Dino Riders, and bridge the two brands. You can reuse a lot of the molds that already exist, but add all the accoutrement, new action figures, great artwork. Is it the same? No, but I think at that point it's interesting and maybe doable if they wanted to do that. I mean, listen, Mattel's putting out big Jim figures, so they know there's a market for old properties. But I'm just saying,
in that, Craig, would you have the Jurassic World Park characters be the riders, or would you bring in the Rulons and the Valorians and have these anthropomorphic hammerheads and frogs and crocodiles riding them? Like, what would be the right
Well,
approach?
here's the thing. I love toys, and one thing I love about toys and toy lines is they're weird and make no sense. So if they put out a 2-pack with one of the hammerheads with Chris Pratt,
they all come with Ninja
It's
Turtles.
It's Stranger Things Ninja Turtles all over again, right?
oh god,
Yes.
here we go. Here we
Jacob
go.
Walsh started.
No, but I'm serious. Like, that would be an interesting way to like keep the brand alive. And like, I don't know, maybe. Listen, do I think I would rather have a T-Rex that looks like this than the Colossal Rex or one of the Mattel Rexes? But it would be something, and I think people would be into it. Yes.
Yeah, all sorts of nice comments flooding in for Craig. Craig is brilliant.
For once.
For once.
But I think there's something there. I'm not saying it's the greatest idea of all time, but I think there's something there.
It's too good of a property, even though it's not at the scale of the other ones, to not do something with and try, right? Because I mean, I don't know. It's so good. I mean, it's just so good. Everything about it is amazing.
But that solution addresses the thing Jake was saying, which is you're letting the brands work together as one, and you get to infuse some nostalgia with Dino Riders, where guys walking, he's with his kid at Target, goes, "Whoa, Dino Riders! I haven't thought about this in forever." Every kid likes dinosaurs. Every kid likes Jurassic Park. So
maybe a move like that can gauge, the response for them actually putting money behind it and putting out the original toys.
And
I mean, those
the only holdback might be Universal.
Right, they might not want any part of
Hey,
that.
in our fantasy toy marketing, who cares about licenses and all that type of stuff?
Oh, is that what we're doing? I thought we were like actually fucking pitching this.
Because we already have the viral like digital videos already planned, where you do the new toys, but you do them in the style of the old Dino Riders commercials and everything, which were amazing. And you just the same narration and everything. It would be amazing. I mean, you'd drum up the nostalgia in a big way. On the
Jordan says we need Street Sharks back. They tried to do some new
Street
Street Sharks last year, and I don't think it did very well. It was a Mattel Creations thing.
What are you talking about? That did really well.
Yeah,
but I heard they
Shark
suck. I heard the
shorts.
figures were bad. I read a review that said the quality was really bad. I don't know.
You know what? Because that guy was a Ninja Turtle collector. You didn't like him.
Well, they also the original Dino Riders toys also got like repackaged as like Smithsonian institution figures, and they just put them out as like just straight dinosaur figures without all the people and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And some of those are really rare. Some of the variants in the Smithsonian collection, like some of those are even more expensive than some of the actual Dino Riders, which we know are not cheap figures to collect in totality, especially Series 3, where you're going to pay $3,000 for a Pachyrhinosaurus or a Chasmosaurus or the variant of the Quetzalcoatlus there. But it's crazy.
Baby.
Yeah, and the Ice Age, the Ice Age ones aren't
that
cheap
stuff's
either.
Awesome.
And then of course the Brontosaurus was so big in Series 2. But there's I don't know. It's just the Smithsonian stuff was great. And I know Jake, you mentioned this on one of the toy anxieties. They did the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs line using some of them as well.
Yeah, some of the same ones. Yeah.
More dinosaurs. There was
More
a Reddit.
dinosaurs.
Just more
Did you guys see the Reddit thread that went like viral this week? Some mom was complaining that the only options for her little boy's clothes are sharks and dinosaurs, and she's over it. I was like, hey, you're the one who had a kid. Sorry, kids like sharks and dinosaurs. Mom.
Well, yeah.
Anyways.
She sounds pleasant.
Yeah.
Doesn't like sharks
Yeah.
or dinosaurs.
I'd love to
Get
go
outta
out to
here.
eat with her. I bet she's a charmer.
Real
She's just a manager magnet.
You should have sent her a toy anxiety shirt.
She's like Magneto, but for the manager.
Mhm.
They just like, oh, just getting attracted to her.
Who I
Um,
wonder who put out the Primal Rage figures, because that toy line,
That was Playmates.
Was it Playmates? Yeah, it was
I think
Playmates
so.
because they
Yeah.
because they reused the Primal Rage dinosaurs with the Ninja Turtles.
Ooh.
Right.
Even like in the 90s, when the 90s show, the cartoon was coming out, they put out like cave turtles again based off the original, but they were using Primal Rage figures. They could just redo those molds or somewhere. They could just use those guys.
I'm sure they're considering it.
What, are you pulling up some Primal Rage here?
I'm trying.
Let's do it. Let's do some Primal Rage. Primal Rage is a toy line that I started collecting and realized, like, there's a couple toy lines where it's like, why are these expensive? What? Who cares about Primal Rage? I'm trying to buy Primal Rage figures, figuring like, oh, nobody likes these. It will be easier for me to get them, and they're so fucking expensive. It's so dumb.
It's
I
like
gotta
those
call it-
ones and like food
I love
fighters,
'em.
and you're just kind of like, why is this shit expensive?
Killer
Yeah.
Tomatoes. Fuck
Yeah,
Attack of the Killer Tomato. Like, why?
Barnyard
just because
Commandos,
I
like,
want
we-
it. Yeah.
I got to call out the nerd room there. I said his first dinosaur figures were the Playskool Definitely Dinosaurs. I think all of ours were. That's such a great line as
Yeah.
well. I actually bought some. I have a couple left, and then I bought a few for my daughter, who's huge into dinosaurs. She's almost 4, and she loves them. Oh yeah, 100%.
I still got the T-Rex. I still got the T-Rex somewhere.
I think I have the Deinonychus and the Ankylosaurus and maybe the Spinosaurus. I think still, but yeah, those were great.
What are these?
Ignore the caveman.
Playskool?
Yeah, they're like for like little kids, and they were just colorful, bright, kind of rounded edges, soft dinosaurs. They were great. Definitely,
They're cool
dinosaurs.
though, because they look like they sort
They
of
come
look
with
like
cavemen.
Harryhausen dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Finally
very
got
cool.
the Primal Rage figures up for me.
Oh, they're
We've moved on to other
There's
topics.
some,
but
Yeah.
there's some of the Primal Rage figures. Very cool.
yeah, look how good that packaging is. It's awesome.
That's a cool package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I like it.
Hey, also Sauron and Diablo, who are, they're the same dinosaur, just different colors. That is Gwangi from Valley of Gwangi. Like they literally
Oh.
when they made the game, they just took screenshots of Valley of Gwangi and
Love
like
it.
used that dinosaur for the game. So that's
Scrappy.
basically like that toy is basically based off of him. Yeah.
So funny.
Man,
Love that movie.
this has been. Oh, Bacon McShig joined the Patreon. Thank you, Bacon McShig.
Oh,
I
did
wasn't
we
following
did we accidentally shame him into?
We did.
We're sorry.
Hey,
but
you're gonna
thank
get a
you.
lot out of it. We got our after show, by the way. If you're on Patreon, new or old, the link to the after show is gonna be in Patreon. It's also on the Discord. We hope you guys stick around. We'll have some fun.
And if you like this
Is that-
background,
Is
What
that
is that?
Craig?
that's Flipper. That's
that's
you.
me.
For Craig?
That's you. And
That's
you'll see
me.
more of this on Extreme Toy Anxiety. So stick around, y'all.
That's me.
That's you.
I'm
Oh,
Flipper.
now there's no background. Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
keep Flipper up.
Okay, that's fine. This has been so fun and informative. Let me roundtable this. Ryan, are there any other 70s, 80s, 90s toy lines that when you're falling asleep at night and you're not fantasy booking Ninja Turtles Origins or Grease Legends?
Grease Legends? Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah,
All right.
dude.
Ryan called me last
Yeah, love
night
you, girl.
when he found out Olivia Newton-John passed away. He says we're talking about Grease Legends tomorrow. We're making it happen.
Yeah.
With the Grease Lightning HasLab, it's gonna happen.
I would love
but
that.
are there any other toy lines that you think deserve another shot or would be successful?
Yes. I have 2. One is still available. They still make them in Japan. I want to see them make a comeback here. They made a slight comeback. I think it would have been like early 2000s. So it would be like, Muscle Men, Kanuki Men,
Mhm.
right? So like these guys,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the stuff I want to see come back. And I would love for that to make a comeback just because I think these little figures were great.
Yeah.
In a lot, like just super fun. I don't know. I like wrestling as well. So this brings in wrestling and fantasy. A lot of times people don't even realize like Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair are
Terry Funk?
actually like Terry Bolt, all this stuff. Like they are in there, but like even they have like Dusty Rhodes even like got the birthmark, everything on him, which is so. But somehow they got away with it, and he was part of that. He was part of that toy line and part of those comics, and so I would love for that to come back. And the other one I really want to come back, but if it doesn't have the holograms, forget it. I need Visionaries back. That's another.
You just faked out Jay so bad.
I thought you were going to say Supernaturals. I thought you were going to say
No. See, because I thought, you know what, dude? I know that you were also into Supernaturals, so I was gonna I'm gonna save Supernaturals for Jay.
Okay.
This is the round table.
I do like Visionaries. Yeah.
Yes, but I want because when we were talking about like again lore and world building, Visionaries also had that, and it also had the other case too, where they had the two cool female characters, one who had Flipper on her chest, or the dolphin, and the other one had the shark, which was like so fucking cool, but they never got made. And I think they were also supposed to be in a wave 2 that never got released. But anyways, like again, they are super cool toys, those Visionaries. And the cartoon was cool, and it was another one too that had like a really kick-ass cartoon intro. So those are my two toy lines I think about all the time and go, why isn't anyone making these for me?
Look at that guy.
So cool.
I was laughing at this comment. I'd like to see Star Wars figures return to shelves.
We all would. I think we all would.
Wouldn't we all?
We'd all like that.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, this is a good one too. I just want to Battle Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the right answer for everything. Battle Beast is the correct answer. We can talk about other ones, but that has to be the right answer. I know they tried to do that one, bring it back, and it just
but they tried to give him World of Warcraft armor.
Yeah.
They made him mini-mates.
No.
Fell flat and fell fat hard. So I think,
it's a
you're right.
bug that turns into a building. Well, who wants to play with a building? Guys, the movie Big, where Tom Hanks gets to go work at a toy company and basically walks in and tells Patrick from Hasbro why he's wrong. It's like it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Let's roundtable this some more. Abigail, are there any toy lines that you would like to see make a comeback? Although some of the stuff you're interested in has made some kind of a comeback.
Yeah, stuff that I was into Littlest Pet Shop. I had some Ninja Turtles, so it's like all that stuff is still going. Polly Pocket to some degree. Nano Pets or Tamagotchis are still going.
I feel like Tamagotchis are bigger than they've ever been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Calico Critters
over.
They're huge, and that's been around for a very long time. So yeah, I'm pleased. There's nothing that I'm missing that hasn't come out yet that I would just love to see.
Jake, how about yourself?
Well, we talked about most of the ones that I like, Dino Riders, all that stuff. But since we were mentioning, Street Sharks and stuff like that, another underrated toy line from the 90s, Extreme Dinosaurs. Does anybody remember that? It was literally the same thing as Street Sharks. It was like dinosaurs. Mattel put them out. It was like dinosaurs, but they were wearing leather and they looked
blades.
Yes, they're like with guns and shit like that.
I'm getting the pic.
I do remember now. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Pull
looking
them
at
up.
this shit.
I see them every now and then for sale. Pull them up, Craig. Let's see.
Look at these.
There we go.
Looking at this shit.
You guys don't remember Extreme Dinosaurs? It was.
I remember
92
that
looking
Triceratops.
There's only 5 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Mega T-Bone. Ooh.
I had him.
Bullseye, Evil Hacks, Stag, Spike.
Wow.
Oh man.
These are
Looks
Like
great.
there was a
Great.
short-lived cartoon, which you mentioned.
Jay, I'm gonna let you go last. I will just chime in. My main thing is there's not specific toy lines that everything I love has come back in some form. Obviously we've talked real Ghostbusters. I would love to see a proper toy reincarnation from Super 7 or NECA or something like that. More than anything, I wish there was a more original toy lines like we were just looking at, like the Extreme Dinosaurs, just weirdo stuff that's not tied to an IP, that's just like a cool kids are going to walk through the toy aisle and immediately want an Extreme Dinosaur. I wish more movies and TV properties that don't really have any business having a toy line would get toy lines.
100%. 100%. Can I piggyback off of that for a second and say, like,
Yes.
being completely serious, and I've
Yes.
mentioned this before, but something that I miss from toys is I want toys to sort of take more of the like Trendmasters or Kenner approach, where, you know, I'm looking at all these Trendmasters Godzillas or like Beetlejuice or Jurassic. You know, you take the Jurassic Park line, look at the Dennis Nedry figure or the you know, the Alan Grant or any of them. They're just very stylized and they look more playful and they're all colorful and they take liberties with the likenesses or what they're wearing. You know what I mean? There's just something I feel like I say this every episode. They're more charming, those kind of stylized versions. And I wish more toy lines kind of went back to that instead of trying to be so
Are you
super
telling me that that's
realistic.
not Wayne Knight, star of Space Jam? It looks like Doc Ock.
But these are all based off the concept art, isn't it?
Well, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I think this one, there's some history behind the Dennis Nedry not looking. Because, I mean, if you look at Alan Grant or Ellie Sattler or Ian Malcolm, it's like clearly, you know, that's supposed to be Ellie, but they're still very stylized. The colors are nice and like it pops. And there's, you know, like if you look at any of the Beetlejuice figures or you look at the Godzilla figures where they kind of take liberties with just the way they look, everything looks a little more stylized. And I just wish more toys did that. I like this better than, you know, most of the newer. We've talked. I don't want to just pick on Star Wars, but the way all the Black Series is trying really hard to look as real as possible. This is better. This kind of stuff, this stylization, where it looks like I'm holding a cartoon. This is better, and I just wish more companies did that now.
I'm with you on that.
Also bring back putting cards in every single toy.
Yeah, we want cards. Oh,
Yeah,
my
could
thing
you?
is like I just wish like Sony's about to pull out that Brad Pitt Bullet Train movie. I'm not going to see it. If there was a toy line, I might. If I was seeing Bullet Train toys at Target, or like, you know, like any movie that comes out, like whatever. Like I need my toy. Listen, here's the deal. Toys are my entryway into most pop culture things. I did not know who Kevin Smith was or what Clerks was or what Dogma was or any of that until I was reading Toy Fair magazine in 1999 and I saw Jay and Silent Bob and I was like, what are these? Who are these? And then of course I did some research and in my head I went, yeah, I guess Jay and Silent Bob are like these actors and they're like in these comedy movies. They're like a comedy team. But literally, I would have never. I love Kevin Smith. I love all those movies, but I would have never known about it unless I read about the Jay and Silent Bob figures in Toy Fair magazine. So toys are literally my gateway into things. Ryan's talked about it. Ryan, weren't you playing with the real Ghostbusters toys before you ever saw the show, or do I have that reversed?
No, that's for pretty much everything.
Yeah,
Like He-Man, G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters. Got to remember, I grew up on a farm back then in the 80s. There wasn't just like satellite TV from everywhere. Couldn't get cable, so we only had 3 channels. One of them was Parlez-vous Français, which is like a dead language anyway, so I don't understand why we are learning French. But anyways, that's beside the point. But what I'm saying,
we just
like,
got a taste of Canadian controversy.
that's right, Canadian. But you know what? Like growing up for the longest time, it's like you only have 2 channels. And we finally got a 3rd channel, which finally started getting Saturday morning cartoons. But I remember having to like go to the video store, rent cartoons on a Saturday, and that would have to be like my content for cartoons. But everything else was like toys. And so my first, I don't think I saw real Ghostbusters on TV until they started 2nd season. And then, because that's when we finally got like Saturday morning cartoons on the farm. It was a big deal, let me tell you. But for the longest time, like a lot of my, like I said, like for Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, a lot of that stuff was my either headcanon or what was on the file cards that came with the character. That's all I knew about him, which is something Jake Stevens has brought up multiple times of, where's my character descriptions on my packages?
That's important.
How do I know who this
is?
Right? And I agree with them because that's how I got through, as a kid.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jake Stevens, where are the Prey action figures? NECA is putting out the Prey Predator. They've announced it, and they're putting out. They put out 10 Predators a month. So
are we allowed to go into this? Are we allowed to get into Prey? Because I already fantasy booked my Kenner style, my Kenner style wave of Prey action figures.
I think 2 or 3 people on this panel haven't seen it. I don't know. I
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's been out for like 24 hours. Get with it. You guys go see crappy movies in the theater, like the day up on a Thursday.
What
like
crappy?
Thor: Love and Thunder. You saw that the day it came out on a Thursday. So
tradition, Ryan.
Suicide Squad.
Can we call
I saw Prey immediately.
Listen,
I saw Prey immediately. So don't yell.
The other day, was it Abby was like, I think Ryan's lost his love of film because of his job.
Because of his job.
Well,
no, it means I'm waiting for something good, like Prey to come out.
Hey, Prey's
you haven't
fine.
worked on.
Come on.
Hey,
guys.
I
Calm
said
down
it was
on
good.
Prey. It is.
So calm your
good.
tits. I said
Sure.
it was good. I didn't say it was like life changing.
It's
and
not
now
a masterpiece.
I'm not going to get married tomorrow because this movie inspired me with love.
To Prey?
Calm down, Jake.
You're gonna get married to Prey?
To Prey.
Get
To
married
the movie?
to Prey, and I'm gonna go out to Alberta where it was filmed to get married.
Well, that's gonna be hard because there's no physical versions of it. You know, you can't get married to a Hulu movie.
Yep. Where's our physical media, Hulu?
There's no physical media.
Not in the state of Georgia.
I'm gonna go to Blockbuster and rent my Hulu. Like you used I rented a Virtual Boy once. You can rent a whole system. If Blockbuster comes back, you're gonna be able to rent Netflix. It's gonna be great.
Hey, they are coming back.
Apparently they are.
Blockbuster, something's happening with Blockbuster, guys.
I'm giving everybody an update. I am building out our wheel because I have to add a bunch of extra entries because of
before we get to the wheel,
Jay has to go
guest
first.
He has to go.
Right.
No worries, I can go. And let me know if I need to drag it out because I can.
No,
but first off, the chat, like I think they had like 6 or 7 awesome recommendations for this. I saw a Tonka Steel Monsters one in there. I saw an Army Ants. Which is great. I saw.
What is that?
I would love Army Ants to come out as an
Ants.
articulated figure.
Yes,
I'm
Army
looking
Ants,
this up.
Army Ants and Guts. I don't know if you had the Guts there, which had mercenaries against ninjas against army guys. It was amazing. Those
Dude,
they were all
monsters
small.
in my pocket too. Bring some of those back, right?
I heard. I think that there are some updated monsters. I think an indie toys company is doing some monsters in my pocket.
They clearly can't do every old character they did.
Yeah.
Some of them were a little like touching on some people's actual religions, but okay.
I'm remembering Army Ants as
Army Ants are great.
I remember having some of these.
Yeah, they're
but-
great.
And we mentioned Supernaturals and Battle Beasts. I think those probably would have been my lead too. But if I have to pick 2, I would go with Jason the Wheeled Warriors. I think there's some really cool stuff you could do with Jason the Wheeled Warriors. I think that's a cool show, awesome theme, really awesome. I think you could expand it out. You don't have to necessarily upgrade the figures any. They were great figures or vehicles. But I think Jason the Wheeled Warriors would be a good one. But the one that I'm biggest on, and it's been mentioned in the chat, so kudos to these guys. I think it is time, and I think the state, I live in the state of Texas, and if any state needs a PR campaign and some good news coming out of it, I think if we redid Brave Star, and if we did Brave Star in a really good way in New Texas, I think that Brave Star would be amazing. And I think with the goodwill that Prey has got for the Comanche people, but just in general, the indigenous people of the nation, like I think Brave Star could work right now if done correctly, if done authentic.
Yep.
And if done with some real love to the subject matter, I think Brave Star could be really cool and something that they could really make work now.
And how cool is his horse?
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be awesome.
It's kind of the coolest horse of all time.
This has been so fun. So much knowledge.
I'm just looking at Monster in my pocket.
And
all the different ones.
I used to get them at 7-Eleven. Monsters in my Pocket with a Slurpee. You could buy.
I got a question.
Combo.
Is Jake Stevens trying to say garbage pail kids here? What is this?
What did he say? Trash
Trash
bag
bag
kids.
kids? What is that?
Trash bag babies.
What are trash bag babies?
That's the dollar store version when he gets his other dollar store toys.
Yeah, is that what they
Talking about
sell at the
garbage
Family
pail
Dollar? That's what Jake Stevens sees at the Dollar Tree. Trash bag babies.
Babies in my trash bag.
That what would the theme song be? Da 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 da. Trash bag babies.
Trash bag babies.
Babies.
Yeah,
in
You're
the
just
trash
doing the
bag.
wait. You're just doing the Muppet
Abby's
Babies
the
thing.
Muppet Babies.
Yeah, somebody's getting sued over that.
Trash bag babies.
For you.
What
When
did he
you
actually
feed-
say?
What?
Trash
Trash
bag
bag
bunch.
bunch. What is that?
We're looking them up. We're looking them up right now. Trash
It's
bag bunch.
different.
Oh,
Okay.
there
I'm
it
gonna
is. It
share
comes
the
right up.
screen. Oh
so
wow.
I have the
Oh,
rights to trash
shit.
bag babies.
Okay.
The
I do
trash
remember
bag
these.
bunch. Let me share the screen and then we'll get to our giveaway and then we'll get to sad comments and then we'll keep podcasting on the after show. Okay. Trash bag bunch. I love that logo.
Uh-oh.
That's cool looking.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get connected with that
Ooh,
artist.
let's watch this. Everybody.
Well, let's watch it.
Ralphie. I swear there's monsters, robots, and
You guys hear that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kid is awesome. I hope they put him in more commercials.
Francis.
water to get him out. Like the time he told his Hoover's dog could fly. Yeah, these don't lie. Whoa, Ralphster. Gentlemen, dunk.
Ralphster.
Wow, cool.
Incoming trash.
Awesome.
I like that.
Ralphmeister, this could change your whole reputation.
The Trash Bag Bunch. Monsters, robots, and aliens in dissolving bubbling bags, each sold separately from Galoo.
Yeah, I'm getting
I
those.
don't know if
I'm
your
buying these
reputation would be
right now.
changed, but those look cool.
Humanoid.
There's
Those are
Junk
so
Cat
90s. So
Trasher.
90s.
Infector.
Got a little
Wastor.
Alka-Seltzer in there. Drop
Stink
into the
buzzard.
water.
I wonder if those bags, the dissolving bags, have survived over time. Probably not.
They're probably
Plutor.
toxic.
You're not supposed to lick them.
All those kids died 2 days
Yeah.
after this commercial.
May cause cancer.
There's like, yeah. There's like commercials.
Not to be used in the bathtub.
Did you or any of your family members suffer from any of the following diseases or cancers due to their exposure to Trash Bag Bunch? You may be entitled to a large settlement.
Oh,
Hi.
they had some figures that were XL figures, trash bag bunch, extra large, and they did not come
So
in
like
the bag.
35 gallon?
Like a full-size
They were-
trash bag.
They didn't come in the bags. The smaller ones came in the bags, and you can get some unopened on eBay.
Nice.
Well, let's
What
do-
years
well-
were what did they come? What, there was the 90s?
I mean, it looks
91.
90s. Okay.
91.
Oh, so 91 was a good year. That came out like that had to compete with like Savage Mondo Blitzers from Kenner and all that other great 90s stuff. 91 was a tough year.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Dude.
a play set.
What is that?
It's just
It's a
a trap.
To
Is it
dissolve
just
the bag in?
It's
Trash
a
bag?
cup that looks like it comes with like a cup that comes with that looks
it's a
like
garbage
a trash
truck?
Can. No, it's
Yeah.
a trash can.
We have trash bags
That
at
looks
home,
like
too.
slime is coming out of it, and then you have a crane that you hook your trash bag onto, and you lower it down and reveal your new bunch buddy.
You can get like lots of these figures for pretty
Pretty cheap.
reasonable prices.
Not
and I mean,
expensive.
opened without the bags and stuff, but still, you can get them for a good price.
This playset is called the Grip and Dip Bagger, and I'm loving it. It's right up there with like Pound Town.
Okay.
It's like
shit.
Oh, wow.
It's a teabag mechanism.
yeah, it's a
Wait,
Grip and
Please
Dip
repeat, what'd you
Bagger.
say it was the grip and dip bagger?
Grip and Dip
incredible.
Bagger.
With a
I
trash bag bunch, we're having fun. Gonna get
This
some
looks-
trash, show you how it's done.
These look so hard, like they were trying to be Toxic Crusaders.
Right. I
Also
could just
mixed
see
in
the
with,
executives.
like
Guys,
Men in Black kind of thing.
guys, you gotta listen. It's the 90s. Kids are into toxic waste and trash.
Yeah, but like kids want exciting trash. They don't. I feel like this is not quite as like.
I've got a
toxic
7-year-old
appeal.
son, okay? The kid won't listen to me. He's addicted to his Game Boy, and he just roots around in the trash all day. We've got to market the toys to
Where
him.
got these things?
All right, guys, this has been so much fun. Chat's been awesome. Let's go ahead and get to our giveaway. And yes, crash test dummies would be awesome. Those
Yeah,
are
it's a
the
good
best.
one too. Good call.
Okay, cool. So here's the deal. We're going to the wheel. Probably my favorite moment of the week. I absolutely love the Wheel of Death, as we call it around here. All right, so this is the deal. I've added everybody's names. Thank you for entering. And everybody who upgraded or joined Patreon has 5 additional entries. And I hit the shuffle button, so your name is scattered all amongst the wheel. Now, how are we going to do this? We can't just do one turn. We got to get a little suspense here. So what are we thinking for tonight?
No, let's not go crazy.
Let's do 4.
Let's do
How many
4. That's what I was going to
How many
say.
new patrons did we get?
New 4, about 4, yeah.
Okay, then make it 4. That's the
We'll do
number.
4.
All right. So here we
Fourth
go.
one is the winner.
4th one is the winner. The Neutrinos set from NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to be the prize.
Here we are. It's a wheel of death. Gonna
Toy
go
Anxiety,
4
better than the
times.
trash bag bunch. And here's the deal: each
Can't
time,
guarantee that.
each one that we land on, you get eliminated. So we will have 3 losers before a winner. Are we ready?
We're
It'd
ready.
be
Let's
funny
do
if
it.
it was the same name.
It could
All
happen.
4 times.
Our first loser is.
Congratulations,
AJ
AJ
win.
Consolation
Quinn.
prize,
You
friendship.
know what would be fucked up?
If you
If I
remove
clicked
the all.
removed all the AJ quits because he had 5 additional. No. We won't.
No, he gets another try.
Our next loser is the one and only
Sir Davey.
Matt Curley. Sorry,
Curley.
sir.
Really sorry.
Sorry.
Bro.
Sorry, but you will not be adding neutrinos to your collection this week. Not from
Or
us.
you still got more chances.
We
maybe.
got some more. Well, no, I think he was just a one-off.
Oh, well, yeah, then you're out of here. Peace out.
All right, our third loser is Stephen Odette. Now, this was one of our new Patreon signups, so you only get removed once. Are we ready?
Yeah.
This is the winner, right?
This is
the
going to be
next
the
one?
winner.
This
for
is the winner.
neutrinos.
This is the winner.
Big
Oh,
time
man, I
winner.
There we
can't.
go.
I can't
Yes.
even watch.
Look at this. I've been staring at this the whole show. It's incredible. It gets better the more you look at it.
All right. For the Hot Rotten Teenagers from Dimension X, the winner is. Ooh, Bobby Love.
Bobby
Love.
Bobby Love.
Bobby.
Love to love
Has
you,
he
Bob.
not won once before?
I don't think so. Bobby Love is a longtime listener. I think
He is.
He's a good guy. He sent us stuff before. Oh, we even got the Jeffries background going on. This is
Hell
insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I bring to the show.
Yeah, Bobby Love has actually lost before.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I do want to say though, we appreciate everybody
You were
joining.
lost, but now you're found, Bobby Love.
Yes, you've been found. I do want to say this real quick. You get a lot with Patreon. We thank you for joining. It's not just a gimmick to get you on here. You're going to get multiple bonus episodes, audio a month. We do the after show every week. And the support helps us do everything we do, including these giveaways, because this stuff's not cheap. So we thank you.
Well, also the people who just joined for the first time tonight, if you want to, there's a Discord, and there is a link in the Discord that's a secret link to Toy Anxiety Extreme, which is going to happen like 10 minutes after this one ends. So
Yeah.
get
There
in
you go,
there,
there you
find that link, and come
Yep.
back.
And we also have an exclusive YHS Patreon or Instagram that you could join. as part of
Instagram,
the
yeah.
Patreon. So
Yeah,
Okay.
you're getting prime choice cuts there.
we've gone long tonight. It's time for Sad Comments, my favorite segment of the week, where we scour the internet for the latest commentary. We give a voice to the voiceless. Ryan, do you have any sad comments tonight?
Do not.
Okay, so this is going to be the solo Jacob Walsh show.
It's just me. I got 3.
For anybody who's having trouble with the Discord link, I will just DM me on Patreon. There's a message button. I will send you a new invite link. Do new patrons still get a personal call from Craig? Listen, if you want me to call you on the phone, I'll call you. You don't even have to be a patron. I just love talking on the phone. That's why.
True. That's true.
Yeah, and if you ever do find sad comments, you can reach out on Instagram, Twitter. We maybe we'll read them. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Please
go.
submit. That'd be
Jason, I owe Jason Chrysler a phone call, I think.
Wow.
You know what? I think I'm
great. Do it
Give
right
him his
now.
phone
I
call.
think we might be doing too much. I can't keep up with everything. What show are we on? Is this the one where you're complaining about Black Series for 2 hours?
Yes, it is.
All right, here we go,
Weekly.
everybody. This is going to be fun. Jake, let me load up the music. Where is this first comment coming from?
It's from the announcement of Fan First Friday.
Fan First Friday for Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. So and it's tomorrow. So Fan First Wednesday. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Fan First. Whatever.
All right. Got the
All right,
music.
now coming to the stage, Jacob Walsh.
Thank you. Your prices are out of control. And you forgot that you make children's toys, not adult collectibles. $80 plus for a 2-pack is beyond crazy. It's pretty easy to see that you're attempting to capitalize on secondary market prices while shafting your current customer base. I've stopped buying your products entirely, unless they're in some clearance bin for $5. Until you actually put fans first, I won't be a buyer anymore.
Wow. I don't think I disagree with anything.
There you go.
You know.
They got to remember they're making kids' toys, okay?
No.
That was a good one. Yeah, so they're mad. They that person takes it as an insult that they call it Fan First Wednesday. They say no, it's not.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have another one?
I do. I got 2 more. Yep.
Oh, cool.
This was on a NECA post, but it was on their monster. They do like Monster Mondays or whatever, where they just post a picture of one of their monster figures. Wasn't a reveal. It was just a picture of Frankenstein.
Just a picture of Frankenstein. Okay, sad comment. Here we go.
There it is. Target's fall geek out will be another disaster for real collectors, just as Haulathon was. Tell Randy Falk to offer animated TMNT, Toka, and Razar for pre-order for 2 weeks on your website. Why give the scalpers even more product? Do you enjoy vultures stealing your profits?
Dang, Jake, I didn't know you were going to read mine.
Someone get Randy.
I like that. That sounded like a threat. He's like,
Yeah.
You tell Randy Falk to put those goddamn Toka and Razar toys on the website.
Press the Toka and Razar button on your website to make them available.
He called him by his first and last name.
Tell Randy.
Business.
Quotes, if that's your real name.
Oh, dude, private.
Jesus.
I got one more.
By the way, I got everything I needed from Haulathon except for the Toka and Razar. So
I thought Haulathon did pretty well. I
Yeah,
saw a lot of
Toyotathon
stuff.
was ruined.
Toyotathons would actually be right. Tell Terry Cullen Chevrolet that I'm coming over to them after Toyotathon was ruined.
You don't see this problem with Ford.
I'll be happily driving my Bronco off the lot. You can keep your... What is Toyota?
Tacoma?
Keep your Tacoma. All right, last one. Here we go. Thank you for calling us.
This one is from Hasbro Pulse. This is on YouTube. This is from there. I never thought to look on their YouTube for sad comments, and it is maybe the best place to be looking. So
That's where
I
you
just
need to go.
found one on there on one of their videos from Comic-Con.
Somebody at Matitude on Instagram, he was one of our losers. He posted the video in his story. Says, "I'm winning even though I'm losing." That's pretty funny. Sorry, Matt, but thank you for playing.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
Yeah, YouTube. Okay, here we go. Jake, let's do it.
I will not be buying any windowless packaged Hasbro figures, as do not open my modern day figures. I am an MOC collector, and will have zero use for a windowless boxed figure. There are about 25 to 30 Hasbro figures spanning Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Star Wars that have been shown at SDCC this year so far that I would have liked to purchase. But since they come in a windowless box, I will not buy them. That's close to $1,000 of my money you will not be getting, Hasbro. Fuck you.
The windowless package is the coffin.
Well, we all know that toys are just meant to be looked at from outside of a box, not a.
Mhm.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Jesus Christ!
Calm down,
Wow.
dude.
There was one I found earlier. I can't find it right now, but it was on Mattel Creations. They did like a Hot Wheels skateboard collab with Tony Hawk. And one of the first comments, this guy was like, "Where is my Lightning Collection Green Ranger?" So funny.
Yeah, dude, I love that crossover. No, like zero self-awareness.
So
Where's
here's the
Chucky and Tiffany?
yeah. I'll take my $1,000 and just burn it instead. Listen, guys, this was so much fun. Jay Key, thank you so much for being here, man. Dropping
Yeah, dude.
knowledge, we really appreciate it.
You can hang out for Extreme if you want.
Yeah, you're more
Awesome.
than
That
welcome-
would I would be honored. I would be
You're more than
honored.
welcome to
yeah.
stay. So
Especially-
everybody, if you're part of the Patreon, Extreme Toy Anxiety is going to start in about 5 minutes. It's a
And
separate
Gotham
link.
City Tonight is tomorrow night on the Gotham City Tonight channel at 7:30
Yes,
Pacific as well. So
Ryan
check
has
it out.
made
Look
it
at 'em.
further than most podcasters. You've made it to your. Is this your 3rd or 4th episode?
fourth, this will already be at number
Oh
4.
wow! So you've
Yeah.
outlasted 98% of Ghostbusters podcasts that have ever started. Check out Gotham City Tonight. Subscribe.
Mhm.
You guys do an awesome job.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great
what are
chemistry.
your
I
what are
think
your
you owe it all to your co-host.
yeah what are your topics this week?
She has a review of the DC Pride one-shot special that came out in June. Because there's some shit in there. She's like, we got to talk about this. And I'm like, all
Cool.
right.
Cool.
And the other thing is another topic we're going to bring up is Warner Brothers Animation, and will Warner Brothers Discovery's new owners be affecting that with their current views on animation and the
There you go.
cancellation of Scooby-Doo and the stuff that was on the way? So we'll find out.
Very very cool. And obviously Monster Island. You guys have an episode this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're recording
we're-
tomorrow. Oh,
Yep.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, you go ahead because I don't know what fucking movie are we talking about? Jay gave me some weird movie
Yes.
to watch this week, and I'm waiting to watch it until I get home tomorrow, so it's all
Yeah.
fresh in my head. But Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. It's so we haven't talked about a movie in a while, so we're going back and we're going super obscure, kind of the Sectaurs of the kaiju world, and we're gonna watch the great Toho film Daigoro versus Goliath, which is a kid-focused kaiju movie, and it is wacky and zany and hilarious. I thought it'd be a good mix after all the toy news, all the heavy stuff, the San Diego
yeah.
Comic-Con, everything. We're going wacky and crazy. Daigoro versus Goliath will be our main topic, but I'm sure we'll dive into some other things as we
Sure.
typically do.
Cool. And last bit of housekeeping. By the way, did we ever find out what the toy drama was from that YouTube channel earlier? Did it?
I think we'll have to get that in the DMs.
They were. I think people were talking about it, but it's still. We're just gonna have
Somebody,
to go watch.
if somebody
Well, hey,
can
on
give me a
Extreme, we'll just pull it up and we'll watch
if
it all.
anybody
on
knows
Extreme.
that's
Heck
going
yeah.
to be an extreme, please bring it up. And
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
suss
Well, I want
through
to
it.
figure that out. I want to
Yeah.
watch it live and react to it. Okay. And Abby, any final thoughts?
I'm looking forward to watching Gotham City Tonight and also Monster Island. I kind of want to watch this wild, wacky movie that y'all are watching. It sounds very
you.
exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, this has been a fun show. That's
been
it.
great.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around and like engaging and being a part of the wheel, y'all.
Being
fun.
part of the wheel.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see everybody in 5 minutes at Extreme Toy Anxiety. For Jacob Walsh, Abigail Gardner, Ryan Dole,
And
Jay Key,
Craig, the Flipper Wall.
and
No,
the
Craig-
Flipper.
I just got your name wrong. Craig the Flipper Goldberg.
I'm a dolphin.
What'd you call him? Did you just call him
Craig
Craig?
Call me
Flipper
Craig
Walsh?
Walsh.
I thought he took your name.
Basically.
No. Guys, don't you know dolphins are one of the only mammals besides
Yeah.
humans that have sex for,
For
pleasure?
fun, yes.
And by have sex, I mean buy a G.I. Joe classifieds and sell them and buy them again? That's me. All right, we'll see everybody.
Bye, y'all. That's what Darwin did.
Darwinism.